in the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Evan Cohen here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app, share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required, not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Rich Eisen here with some advice. If high-interest credit card debt is grinding you down, it might be time to call an audible with a SoFi personal loan. It consolidates your debt into one low monthly payment with no fees required. And with as soon as the same day funding, you can make the right play fast. Call an audible on your debt today at SoFi.com/debtplay. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debtplay.
ESPN New York, now streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe today and watch the show. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
You're damn right we are. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Monday. Bart and Carlin. ESPN New York YouTube page. I told you not to worry. I said, everybody calm down, and here we are at 2-2. Good morning. How are you?
Calm down. It's 2-2.
Everybody calm down.
I mean, I know, no, I'm not going to say it, but the other team in the Eastern Conference is in the same boat.
Well.
But, I mean, 2-2, I mean, this is what we expected. We expected the Knicks to respond. But the problem is you can't go you win one, I win one, you win one. Somebody has to win-win.
No, absolutely. And this has to continue from here. So let's go. 800-919-3776. Also over on the ESPN New York YouTube channel. You should be involved right there and often and now on the chat and get involved there so that we can incorporate you into the program, so to speak. We have plenty on the draft later on. We have plenty on the debacle of the Mets, assuming that they don't fire Carlos Mendoza in the next 5 minutes. Jeff Passan is going to join us 1 hour from now, so we will discuss that whole situation. And Alex Cora's firing in Boston and how it could all possibly tie together. But let us start with the Knicks, and I would encourage you to get involved on the show on the phones at 800-919-3776 because we are opening the phones right now. What do you know? When the ball actually moves and it can go through Cat, good things happen. This is not a complete knock on Jalen Brunson and the Knicks' way of life over the last 5 or 6 years. But what it is an acknowledgement that you're capable of doing something. When the Knicks have to turn in that direction, they're capable of doing something. And this is exactly the player that Shaq has been talking to Cat about being this entire time. About the Knicks are at their best when Cat can be a dominant player. And on Saturday, Cat was a dominant player.
Still, you talk about an efficient player as well. You're talking about 6 of 10. Still would like to see him take more shots. But, you can talk about responsible for 10 assists, so you can say he's responsible for another 20 points as well. And the fact that the ball was at the high post, the fact that Brunson and his shots were 18, right, which means that somebody else typically got 8 more shots were spread around the team. And when the ball is up in Cat's hands and you have that pick and roll and Jalen Brunson's playing off the ball, I think the ball moves more. And I think he's still always a threat to be able to come off pin downs, but also be used as a decoy. We saw him, set a back screen for OG Anunoby because they thought that OG was setting the screen for him to come around and get the ball, and he slipped the pick. And Cat is like I said, Cat should be like Chris Webber as far as how Chris Webber always had the ball in his hands. He's 7 foot. Nobody there can take the ball out of his hands if he just holds it over his head. And he can facilitate from there or make the right decision. He has the opportunity to shoot, he has the opportunity to pass, or he has the ability to drive. I think it's like the Knicks try and do things the hard way, and they don't have to do it the hard way by isolation basketball. That's not a high percentage type of way of playing the game. But also you see guys like it's super balanced, right? Brunson's 19, OG 22, Cat 20, right? And everybody except for a few guys, who Porter, like were plus something. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't even go to the guys that got in late, like Shamet. You know, outside of that, OG plus 19, Carl plus 16, Josh Hart plus 16. You know, we have a Bridges problem again. You know, once again, he went in the game and he put up the Robert Parrish.
Listen, I'll just roll my eyes when I hear Bridges, okay? That's it. That's all there is to it.
I mean, he only took 4 shots.
Right, and that's the way it should be. And just play better defense. That's all I want. I want good defense from Bridges. What I like is that the other night, you know, you're at a point where they close it to 7-8, and you think that, oh, God, here we go again, and they opened it wide back up to 19. They didn't let that happen again. And whether you want to point to Cat, whether you want to point to just better defensively with Hart, all of it played a big role in that.
Well, the ball moving around also facilitated and made the ball move. The ball had life. The ball had energy. And they were 14 for 31 for three-point range, 45%. You know, whenever you're shooting that well of a clip, but you have to ask yourself, why are we shooting that well? You're shooting that well because, you know, Cat's got the ball is going inside and outside, and the ball is moving. It's not being stuck and then getting a hand grenade late in the shot clock where you got to hoist it up and you're not balanced, you're not shooting in rhythm.
So at what point are we going to acknowledge that? Like, are we going to continue to play that way in this series?
Well, for this series, the advantage is Cat.
Right? No, I understand. We've said that day one, but they didn't really employ that tactic day one. Bart, what I want to know is, are we only going to employ this when Brunson's having an off game? Because if that's the case, I still think that's the only time I think that they would be in any kind of jeopardy. Is if you win, even if you win this series, that is not going to work against the Celtics.
Yeah, I mean the Celtics. Pritchard, man, golly, every team has a little dude like that. Who was the dude last year from Indiana? He's like his clone,
T.J. McConnell.
It's like watching Smoke and Stack fight each other from centers. I know you haven't seen it, but they were twins.
All right, well, good to know. Anyway, but the point being, like, is this the only time that we're going to employ this, that we're going to move the ball? We're moving the ball when Jalen's having an off night? That's it?
I mean, I don't even know if Jalen had an off night. It's just that
I think he wasn't
shooting
shooting it great.
He wasn't shooting it at all. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy to get in a rhythm when you shoot 26 times. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, shooting it okay. You know what I mean? 7 to 18, right? You know?
Yep.
It's not great, but it's not horrible.
Not horrible.
Yeah, it's not horrible. It's not like, oh, man, he's off today. You know, especially if some of those are being fouled. The thing is, you know, protecting Brunson as well. You know what I mean? Being able to play great defense and try and figure that out. And that's up to Mike Brown. But, you know, you look at C.J. McCollum, he did not have a good game. You know what I mean? He was off. You know, you talk about last game, you know, the Knicks, and it's been a problem for the Knicks probably for the last 2-3 years, right? Their 3-point defense.
Yep.
Right? But, you know, this time, you know, you look at Atlanta. They
shoot 24%?
Yeah, 24%, 10 for 41. I mean, whenever a team is that inefficient from the 3-point line, you're going to have an opportunity. But this is actually definitely about Cat. And the problem is, over the years, we've seen this Cat. The problem is we haven't seen this Cat 2 games in a row.
Right.
3 games in a row. And does he go away and be passive-aggressive again, where he kind of like says, okay, well, however this game is going, I'm just going to fit in? Or is he demanding of the ball? Is he going and standing at the top of the 3-point line or the top of the key, demanding the high pick and roll, or demanding to get the ball in the high post so that he can facilitate?
Black Metronome checking in. I've seen worse games from Bridges. You're right. That's absolutely true. But also makes the point, feed Carl the ball, and things are going to work. Rick told Jalen to pass the ball. I don't know about that.
Oh, Rick.
Rick ain't telling Jalen anything.
He's like, man, you only on this staff because of me.
Yeah.
Shut your ass up, Dad.
No, I don't think it's that. It's just the ball was given up more, and when it moves, the offense is just better. That's a basic tenet of basketball. I don't understand why that's hard to understand.
Because when Jalen gets the ball, he plays iso ball, all eyes on him.
Yeah. And all eyes, including your 4 teammates, just sitting there and watching.
Like, all right, I guess he's doing his thing again.
Yeah. And that's got to be a I shouldn't say it's got to be a sickening feeling because of how often he does come through.
Ask Carmelo teammates. ask Julius Randle teammates.
But here's what's funny. Even Melo has been really critical of Cat and finally said the other night, like, oh, yeah, this is what we're talking about. This is what you're supposed to be doing. Even Melo has been critical of Cat.
How dare you, Melo? I'm sure Stoudemire was saying the same damn thing.
The point is simply that if that is what it looks like, you have much more chances at great success moving forward. And
you mean to tell me team basketball is better than individual basketball?
Well, yeah. But when it's Brunson, it's so easy to get caught back up into the individual basketball because of his greatness. But when you're as small as he is and you get trapped down on the baseline like he does, I mean, I went back and I watched a lot of the Game 3 ending again the other night, like I was some kind of coach or something and watching it going back and forth. Like, you look at Anunoby standing on the baseline. He's not standing there with bad body language or anything, but like...
He's like Bruce Bowen. All right, if it comes, it comes.
Yeah, exactly. And if it comes, how exactly are we supposed to get it to him? Like, that dude was having an awesome Game 3, and he's not the one you're trying to get to as a secondary option if it's not there?
You can arguably say
he's been the best player in the series, maybe.
Yeah.
He's been really good.
Yeah, he's been consistent.
Yes.
And his defense has been outstanding.
Standing. So there aren't too many enlightening things that you can say off of the other night. I do think that and I'm guilty of this too. I'm very guilty of undervaluing Cat and what he's capable of. And the other night shows what he is capable of.
He's a skilled big man. He's one of the most skilled big men in the game. I would put him behind Joel Embiid.
I would just like the idea that he was... And this is unfair because it's not who he is. I would just like to see this more consistently, to be this kind of guy more consistently, but that's not who he is.
That's partly him. That's partly who's more responsible for Cat? Is it Cat himself? Is it Jalen Brunson? Or is it Mike Brown?
Yes. I think the answer to that is yes. I think all three parties are part of that, and I think Brown the other night, there were times where they were trying to make sure that they were getting Cat a little bit more involved, and not just from the standpoint of shooting, but more involved in passing and being what he needs to be. And if that's the case, you're going to be in a much better situation. The mismatch is just too much to not take advantage of. It really is. That's the part that I really don't get. How you can look at that and how Jalen can look at that and not recognize, or at least not care that that's the case.
I mean, does he not see the same matchup? Is that not in the scouting report? In the scouting report, they say, hey, man, Cat, we have advantage, size, speed, whatever. It seemed like that would be something that's in the scouting report. That would be a point of emphasis. But that comes from the head coach. The head coach is saying, hey, this is where we're going. This is the matchup we're going to exploit. I'm sure on the other side, Snyder's saying, hey, whoever Jalen Brunson's on, we're gonna get him in the action so he can't hide. It's usually just that simple when it comes to game plans. Okay, we got barbecue chicken right here. Every time you get the ball, attack.
No, guys are making the point on the tape, or on the chat rather, that you can go and you can see Rick lighting into Jalen. My point in saying pass the ball, my point is simply that Rick can tell Jalen a lot of things. I don't know that that's the whole reason why it happened. I don't doubt that he said something to him.
I mean, maybe he's reminded.
Like you can say something to him, but he can't say something to him, if that makes sense.
It may be a reminder. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's reminding him of what the game plan was, but you can't tell me that you didn't go in after the game 3. Like, you can't tell me you didn't go in after game 3 like, and watch the film like, he's open. This is a bad shot. Too many people around. Get your teammates involved. You can't tell me that wasn't what it was. So maybe his dad is just reminding him, hey, remember what we told you to do, the game plan? Pass the rock, man. Let the ball move. I think they got to continue to play him off the ball. And
if it's the only way to get the ball inside, get the ball to Cat, then yeah.
Yeah. Give it up to Cat, then play off the ball, and then let Cat make the decision. The problem is, like, Cat should be like a 0.5. You know what I mean? Chris Webber was that. Body Divas was that. Sabonis was that. Like, guys that really, really pass the ball very well as a big man. Cat, I think you can put Cat in that category.
800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Let's continue the discussion by getting you involved on the chat as well as on the phone lines. So let's start it off with our guy Black Kev this morning. Good morning, Black Kev, and just Kev and whatever I'm allowed to say. Hi.
Black Chris, Fight Bart. What's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
What up? Fellas,
I'm gonna tell you I'm telling you all exactly what was said. I had my homeboy. He went to the game day. He was sitting about a good part of 3 or 4 rows that were behind, and he saw the whole thing. And he said, "Listen, I'm reading the list. Brunson kept dribbling the ball and getting trapped. He doesn't have the foot speed or the lateral quickness to get away from getting blitzed on the sideline."
Yeah.
And Rick was screaming at him, "Stupid!" And he legitimately told him, "Stupid! You keep going to the same spot." And Brunson and JD, he got upset with that because he kept saying, "Stop getting yourself blitzed into that corner and getting trapped and then getting ripped." He said, like, I heard the whole thing and I saw it. And he was getting angry at him like, "Yo, I taught you better than that." And then they had that back and forth. All that other nonsense that you hear for people saying like, "Oh, pass the ball out of the double team coming your way."
And listen, I didn't mean, to be clear, I wasn't saying that he didn't say it. What I meant was, you can say things like that, but can you tell a player that, if that makes sense? Is a player going to listen at that point? And he's his father. I get that. He's his father.
He's his dad. Rick. Rick can tell his dad that. You see when he had a little back and forth with Alvarado, he kind of parsed it down a little bit, but he actually got on Alvarado. Alvarado gave him he tried to explain it, but he told him the same exact thing, like, "Yo, get out of the nonsense."
You understand what I'm saying. Alvarado is not Brunson. When Jalen is the best player on the team, and I get it, like, it's your father, and it's a much different dynamic. Anyway, go ahead.
The Knicks with Cat. Well, one more thing before I go. But with Cat, I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to tell you right now, Shaq is probably like, "Oh, yeah, that looks good. It looks nice." But you know what? I don't really want you or need you to be 32 Magic Johnson. I need you to be 32 Shaq. In other words, get your big behind down in the paint. Bow this guy down low. He cannot stop you down low. I don't need you out there with the ball up, extended in your hand, making passes all the time. Not all the time. I need you in the paint. I need you imposing your will. I need you to be me. And let these guys know you can't stop me. Go ahead.
Well, I think when you look at the 10 assists, I don't know if Shaq ever had 10 assists. So when you get the assists, that means you're still responsible for points.
My point with that is, when we talk about this being the kind of player, I'm just saying more dominant in the game involved. You know, like, yes, Shaq may have been saying that you need to be the guy that's going down there and trying to score 40, but I'm more interested in all of the different all the different qualities that he has and employing them all and not just being passive. And he was not passive the other day.
Right. And, you know, he looked like he had a plan. He understood. And, you know, you talked about being able to read and counter and see what the teams are doing to you. I mean, being able to see the floor. He didn't rush. He knew that it was action away, right? When you talk about the back pick on OG, finding him backdoor, he found a couple guys. He found OG a couple of times backdoor. And that's really what you want to see. You want to see him being able to understand what's happening, read the defense, and make the right play. And that's generally what you want from your point guard. But your point guard isn't getting it. You know what I mean? Because they're blitzing him. So keep going. I mean, I think it was dominant. Maybe I would have liked to see him take maybe 3 more shots. But when the game is such a blowout, did you really need him to add on?
I think
he had a triple-double.
Yeah. I think it's so early to bring this up. And I'm not even talking myself into it because I've been one of the biggest Cat critics out there. It's just like if this whole postseason doesn't end the way we want, and we're looking at this at 2-2 right now, okay? And the way we want, I'll just make it conference finals, okay?
Yeah.
I'll be fair about it. If it doesn't end the way we want, how are we really going to start to look at this whole thing? Like, even if they get through this series but going to get their doors blown off by Boston, you can't tell me there are not going to be eyebrows raised, not just the coaching staff, but, like, how this thing is constructed. When you're a year and a half, 2 years off from a $418 million extension. That's all. And I don't want to get too far into it, but I'm floating that, so for when it is, appropriate, I can say I was the first to say it.
Thing is, they gave everybody else their money.
And he purposely took less.
I mean, the crazy thing is, you talking about 2022, I think that's around the same time that Cat's up, too. Or eligible for the extension. Yeah. So you got a huge problem in 2028.
800-919-3776. Derek's in Hillside. D, what's going on, bud? You're on ESPN New York.
What's going on, guys? Hope everybody had a good weekend. So let's get into the Knicks game, man. That was a beautiful game. I love everything about it. Mikal Bridges, we're just going to leave him where he's at for right now. But at least he played decent defense that game. But that was kind of like a model for how they should be playing. Jalen not holding on to the ball, not patting the ball, then throwing hand grenades, playing through Cat, allowing OG to keep being consistent. And Josh Hart and Anunoby's defense, man, has been definitely a bright spot for this
Hart on the ball. A Hart on the ball is, that's incredibly helpful.
But let's see what the adjustment to the adjustment is, right? Because Mike Brown's been criticized to be slow with his adjustments. So, like, we know that, or we think that Atlanta won't shoot 24% from three. And if they shoot a little bit better, if they hit 6 of those, if they shot 30% or 32%, how does that change the dynamic of the game?
And exactly, because you guys are right. They got to get their three-point defense right because Boston's are right around the corner. They live and die by that three. I like the fact that Mike Brown adjusted Alvarado's minutes and started to give him more minutes because when he's in the game, he has a good connection with Carl already.
Yeah.
Where he gets Carl involved, and at the same time, he's that pest that we need on defense. You saw he had one of his classic steals where he's like, he's leaning
Grand
off
Theft
to the
Auto.
side, like he's out of mind, out of sight, and then he just pops up. Like that's what you need with Alvarado. He needs to play more minutes. I hope Mike Brown keeps that up, and if Kuminga has another one of those games, he needs to bring Sochan off the bench and try to settle him down with Sochan as the defender on him if that was to happen. But other than that, they just got to keep it up, man. I want to see the Knicks thrive, man. I want to see them thrive.
I mean, Kuminga, 10 points. I mean, Kuminga was in check. Kuminga's not a player that's going to be able to, sustain it and keep it up.
Kuminga's not – let's call it what it is. After Game 3 – and we found ourselves talking about him as much as we should. Kuminga's not a guy that we should be spending a lot of time talking about in this series. In other words, he should not be that big of a factor like he was in Game 3.
Yeah, but, these games have their own personalities, right? And players get tired, players get lethargic, or players get comfortable. They had to do it, the other day. They had to. Their backs was against the wall. I expected the best version. Now, what I hate is they're going to come back and now it's going to be Atlanta's time to get cussed out in meetings, make the adjustments, and come out with a sense of urgency in Madison Square Garden, where it hasn't totally been a home field advantage for the New York Knicks.
It hasn't. It's been more of an issue than it should be. And 5-6 over the last 2 years at home, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. Anthony Porter checking in. Why do you guys always come on and pick apart the team every game they play, even after they win? I'm not picking it apart. You look at it how it went down, and this is how you want to see it go down more. That's the point. And it's easy to pick apart when you so clearly play one way this past weekend and so clearly playing another way when you're losing the games. That's all.
Yeah, I think we're congratulating them. We're cheering them on. We tell them this is what we want to see. Can they put it together?
And Jersey G, I'd like to see a few more sets called for OG. I find his role being limited to transition and balls out at the end of the shot clock is a dramatic underusing of his talent. I don't disagree with that. I'm not saying you're going to run the offense through him, but I wouldn't mind more sets called for him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind it. Yeah, I think it's right. Like, it can't be just hand me the grenade.
Yeah, he's a guy. It's like he does everything good, nothing great outside of defense.
But
it's like watching Josh.
Put it this way. I think saying he does everything good is kind of selling it short. How about does everything very well, but not great? I get what you're saying.
But he's not a great. He can't create for himself at a high rate. It's not like he's the guy. He's not like he's like Tatum getting the ball on the wing and he's able to cross you up and isolate.
That's
he's a
Jason
guy.
Tatum.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not a guy that when he gets the ball, like, oh man, like he should be able to, like, oh, run the help. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His man is going to take him straight up.
800-919-3776. We're just getting started. The chat starting to heat up. Get involved there. The lines are open on the Knicks right now. 2-2. Is this series now over in your mind?
Say what it is. Game 5 is a must-win.
Of
Whoever
course,
wins Game 5 is going to win the series.
And I'm saying over because, like, to me, kind of over. I think the Knicks are. I mean, I hate to put it this way. Just put it that I'm going to show you some statistics or one specific number that will show you why the series is over and the Knicks will end up winning at least. I don't think it's going to 7. We'll explain next. ESPN New York. Chris Carlin with you. Glad to be joined right now by Taylor Canfield. He is the U.S. Sail GP team driver. And we are all getting ready for the Mubadala New York Sail Grand Prix coming up at the end of May. Taylor, how we doing?
Yeah, we're excited for the home event in New York. And, can't wait to be there and racing in front of all the fans.
Now, what is your role as driver of the U.S. Sail GP team?
So as a driver, you kind of have 2 different roles. One is trying to help make sure that the boat is going, as fast as you can around the racetrack. And then in addition to that, kind of the decision maker on board and, using the information that I'm getting from the whole team and the coach booth to kind of make those split-second decisions around the racetrack.
It sounds like an awesome atmosphere. What's the energy going to be like sailing right at New York City?
There's no better feeling racing in front of the home crowd, representing our country and hearing their cheering through our headsets that we have on board is, it gives me the chills just thinking about it. So we're pumped.
We're looking forward to the Mubadala New York Sail Grand Prix coming at the end of May. Taylor, thanks.
In Katona, we have a problem on 684 southbound by exit 6, Route 35. A crash. Right lane is closed. Injuries involved in that. 95 at Connecticut southbound side. There's at least 2 lanes blocked with a broken out vehicle. That's at exit 8 in Stamford. Very slow behind that. Staten Island Expressway has been tough all morning. The latest problem is at Richmond Avenue. Broken out vehicle in the left lane. 30 plus George Washington Bridge. Upper level into town. Lower level 10. Lincoln and Holland tunnels 10 to 25 minute delays. And a lot of traffic on the inbound Gowanus by 38th Street. That's a broken out vehicle in the right lane. I'm Bob Williams on 880 ESPN New York.
D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates. And I know how a serious accident can change your life just like that.
I'm Jenna D'Agostino, and I understand that with pain comes medical bills and time out of work. Let us get you justice.
This is John Ryan, the closer. For over 35 years, our family has been getting accident victims every dollar they deserve.
I started this firm for the injured so they can bite back against the insurance companies.
Our legacy is to get you justice. Bite back.
To get you paid. Bite back.
At D'Agostino & Associates, bite back means fight back. When you're hurt and they blame you, we bite back and get you every dollar you deserve. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey, so call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. 1-800-248-3222. I've been there, and I'll be there for you.
Listen, I know the mentality. You try to play through pain and walk it off. Push through one more day. But when it comes to neck pain, back pain, sciatica, or nerve pain, that's a losing game. That's when you call Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain. Dr. Shaw is one of New Jersey's top pain specialists, Ivy League trained, double board certified, and he focuses on non-surgical solutions that get real results. No cuts, no downtime, no dependence on pain meds. He builds you a custom game plan for you so that you can move better, feel better, and live pain-free. Same-day or next-day appointments are available. Visit SandwellPain.com. Stop managing pain. Start beating it.
The New York City Department of Correction offers countless career opportunities, from specialized units to leadership roles that support public safety and change lives for the better. It starts with one step: registering for the New York City Correction Officer exam. Earn over $109,000 after just 5.5 years. Benefits on day one, job security, pension at any age after 22 years of service. Go to nyc.gov/joinDOC or search Join DOC. One career, many opportunities. Register today to take the test.
Evan Cohen here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app, share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required, not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper, so knowing the person and the skills behind the resume matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruiters combine their expertise with award-winning AI to evaluate skills and fit quickly. Learn how we can find you specialized talent in finance, accounting, technology, and more. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
Hey, Knicks fans, Don Hahn Rosenberg live broadcast presented by Tick Pick at Stout NYC. It is 2 blocks from the Garden, 215 West 35th Street, before tomorrow's pivotal Game 5. The guys are breaking it all down and getting you ready for tip-off. Don Hahn Rosenberg live tomorrow, Stout NYC, starting at 3 p.m. It is brought to you by Tick Pick. Fans know the best memories start with the best prices.
Say that 3 times fast.
800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN, ESPN New York chat. Go there as well. Al in the Bronx next on ESPN New York. Al, what's going on?
Yo, what's up, brother? How you doing? I'm in my car right now. Sorry about that. But, yo, Bart, you are absolutely right. However, though, the problem, like, this is the way Cat need to play. I like the way Cat's playing. He's doing his thing. The problem is, like, this is a Mike Brown problem. It's not the player's problem. Mike Brown, like, he's been getting out-coached this entire time. And, like, when you got the pieces, just put the pieces in place, man. Like, you didn't have any plays for any of these timeouts at the end of the game. You finally figuring out how to use Cat after all this time. And Cat's distributing. He's the best player in this series right now. You can't get mad at any of the players for doing what they're doing because they're looking for leadership. Mike Brown came in here. He's supposed to be the leader. He's supposed to be doing his job. That's what he gets paid for, to put the players in the best position. Like, you look at what's going on in Detroit. I mean, not in this series. I'm not trying to take a shot at you, Bart, but not in this series. But, like, Bickerstaff, he's doing his thing. He puts his players in the best position. That's what the coach is supposed to do. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I mean, and this was a criticism of Mike Brown before this series started. That's kind of been the narrative that's been following him around for a minute, the fact that he doesn't make the necessary adjustments, and at times he's out-schemed and he's too nice. I mean, I think you should call more sets for Cat to do what he has to do, to get the ball in his hands. You call it sets for him to be able to get the ball and let him facilitate. I think Brunson has proven in recent years that he can play off the ball. I forgot what series that was, I think last year, where they were picking him up full court, and they started giving it to, like, either Bridges or Hart and let him bring it up.
That was Indiana, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I think that you have to be able to adjust. not every game plan can be the same. You have to be able to adjust. And I think, Brunson should embrace that, the fact that he gets to do something different.
He can do it, but does he embrace it? Like, I don't know that I would use the word embrace. I would say it's done out of necessity when he recognizes it.
It's like he doesn't like being he don't like having to depend on other people to get him the ball.
You know when they say, like, and this is not exactly the correlation, if you want to get something done, you got to do it yourself.
Yep.
That's kind of what it feels like.
That's the lack of trust in your teammates.
Yes, that's absolutely what it is at times. At times. Not all the time, at times. David and Elizabeth, what's up, D? How you doing, brother?
What's going on, fellas? How was your weekend? Good?
You know, it was all good.
He was in Pittsburgh doing 18 hours of TV. Hey, we got to have a production meeting to the production meeting. Like, what? Like, bro, man, I'm sleeping in, man. I've been there. I've done that.
I was watching him. He was having a grand old time.
No, it was good.
Fellas, this is what I want to say. Man. As far as the Knicks, they need to play like that every night. The action needs to go through town in this series if I believe they're going to get out of it. And last but not least, fellas, I need some information on some of the draft picks I was picked over the weekend, BJ Payne and Mr. Ponds. I would like to know some more information on them, gentlemen. You guys have a good one.
So I'll give you a good one on Ponds. We'll talk more about the Jets picks a little bit later.
And Giants.
And Giants as well, of course. The D'Angelo Ponds thing is really interesting to me. Leading up to the draft, I had a defensive coordinator in the AFC tell me about a knockdown, drag-out fight that they had behind the scenes. In other words, an argument behind the scenes leading up to the draft about a guy like Ponds. Because he did make so many plays in college and always seemed to be right in the heart of it, but the fact that he's only 5'8". And I know that they made a big deal about the Aaron Glenn thing and all that during the broadcast the other day. There have only been like 3 corners in the last 10 years that have really made it in the league who have been 5'8" or shorter. So that's where that question mark is going to come from. But there are teams that nobody's denying the plays that the guys make. It's just, can he play big in the league? I don't know the answer to that.
And, from our standpoint, of course, Aaron Glenn is going to say he can play because he's projecting, right? He's seeing himself. Right, in the comparisons, Aaron Glenn, he was eating that up, bro. He was Moody was like, look, they got your name on the TV and they ain't cussing you out. It's a good thing. Talking about you as a player. And so, I think what they took him to is worth it, right? Because maybe you can move Brownlee outside to corner, who's the starting nickel that they got from Tennessee, and put him in at the nickel, right? And then they go down and double down on the safety from. What I like what the Jets did is now they have scheme versatility on offense and scheme diversity and versatility on defense. Because the kid in the 7th round that they got from K-State, he's been known to just say, hey, go take the other team's tight end and erase him. And, people, because his man-to-man skills, people have thought about should he be like an outside corner instead of a safety. Like he's long, huge catch defense radius. What is he, like 6'3", 6'2", 6'3"? And maybe he's, not the fastest guy, but he's a massive guy. And he's a guy that you can use against certain opponents, right? You go against a team with 2 tight ends. You don't want to expose your linebacker. You want somebody that's big that can sit in the box. He can play big sub. And that's what I love about what they did, because on the other side with Sadiq, I think he gives you that same scheme versatility too. And maybe this lights the fire even more under Mason Taylor's behind, one, because he's going to have to be an example for the leader, but then it's a real discussion. Who's starting in base? Like, don't give me that, like, hey, they both want to play our Tiger for. Who's starting in base? Who's the inline tight end, game 1 in base? And if I'm Jason Taylor, the father of Mason Taylor, I would tell him, game on. Time for you to step your game up, son, because this guy, he's a first-round draft pick. He's newer. They paying him more. He going to be on your ass, son. And you better start showing, because you're a second-round draft pick, you only got 3 years before you hit free agency.
Yep.
You better show them something this year, next year to say, hey, maybe we want to keep him and hold on to Sadiq and treat Sadiq like we're going to pay him as a tight end, but we're going to use him we're going to treat him like a receiver.
Yeah.
And what better is nothing better than that. because Sadiq's going to say, hey, man, I be lined up at a lot of receiver spots. I think I should be a hybrid in between it so I can get more money.
Starting to pull the Jimmy Graham thing.
Yeah. The Jimmy Graham thing, because I think you're going to run into that like with linebackers. Like, whoa, brother, I showed rush off the edge a lot. I think I'm more of a DN or rushing linebacker now. I'm a middle linebacker. I know Arvell Reek's going to be crying at the Western Union when they using him as a middle linebacker and outside linebackers get paid like $10 million more on the average.
Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York on the ESPN New York YouTube channel. Go there and be a part of the show on the chat. 800-919-3776. Lines are open for you right now. Where are you on the Knicks right now? Do you feel as if they have this series well in hand? I didn't give you that number. I will do that next. That shows to me that a lot of people believe they have their series well in hand. It's Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York.
Hey, Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Saturday, May 2nd for the Yankees' annual Star Wars Day. Enjoy special appearances by some of your favorite Star Wars characters, and the first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a max-free Mandalorian bobblehead. Get your tickets now for Saturday, May 2nd, Star Wars Day at Yankee Stadium. For tickets, visit Yankees.com/tickets. And may the Force be with you.
Partner with Amazon Hub Delivery to earn extra revenue for your business with your business. Assist with local Amazon deliveries and get paid for each package you deliver. When you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. You'll gain extra revenue, increase exposure for your business, and connect with your neighbors. Plus, it's easy to get started with no delivery experience, long-term contracts, or startup costs required. If you're interested in learning more, visit Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
This is the Michael K. Show.
All I've seen over these years, let's make things great for the players. Let's give the players everything they want. And they deserve to have great things. But the extra little things like, well, let us grow our hair longer. Can we have beards? Well, then win me a championship. Because if I'm going to move away from the Yankees and what the Yankees stand for, then I'm going to need something back from you.
The Michael K. Show. Weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets, so go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Evan Cohen here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app, share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required, not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
Knicks fans, join Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg for a live broadcast presented by TickPick. Come see the guys at Stout NYC, 2 blocks from the Garden at 215 West 35th Street before this Tuesday's pivotal Game 5. Get there early, grab a drink, Be part of the energy as the guys break down the matchup, set the stakes, and get you locked in for tip-off. It's your pregame headquarters with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg live this Tuesday at Stout NYC starting at 3 p.m. Brought to you by Tick Pick.
Let's roll. 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York. Do you feel a lot better about where the coaching is after this game the other day? You feel like that it was much more of a positive influence in the game on Saturday?
Well, I'm gonna know where the coaching is in a pivotal Game 5, because they're going to make their adjustments and you're going to get Atlanta's best shot, right? I don't think CJ is going to struggle. I don't think they'll go 24% from three-point again. I think they may be more aggressive, may come downhill. They're going to make adjustments to, what that means when Cat gets the ball at the high pick and roll. I think it won't be as many blown coverages. I mean, we saw a lot of wide open blown coverages from pin downs and picks and stuff like that. The Knicks adjusted. So now it's time for Atlanta to adjust. And we know that Snyder is one of the best in the business. Like I said, a lot of people don't really remember him, but he was a great coach at Utah, during those Donovan Mitchell years.
Yeah.
And he's a guy that can coach his butt off and can, in real time, can Mike Brown adjust in real time, because they're going to have to see what they're doing early on, and they're going to have a game, a plan B for it, because maybe they take away the Cat high pick and roll, or him getting the ball at the hot. Maybe they just drop into a zone. Then what do you do? Can you adjust to the adjustment?
Yeah. Every time I see Quinn Snyder, I still can't shake
looks like
Village Poet out of my head.
Silicon Valley. I forget.
Yeah, he looks like Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
In all black, selling you computer chips.
The only thing that's missing is it's not a black turtleneck, but it's not far off from it.
Close enough.
So here was what I wanted to point out. And again, shame on me. Before Game 4, the Knicks were slight underdogs in the series. They were plus 108, down 2-1 to win the series. How much do you think it shifted after the Knicks won Game 4? In other words, right now, tied 2-2, if you had to guess, what does the series look like? Knowing that you have 2 of the games at home, but again, they have not been home dynamos by any stretch.
Right. Where they're at, how the odds have changed?
Yeah. How much do you think the odds have changed?
About $1.50.
Okay. The Knicks right now went from plus 108 to win the series before Game 4 to minus 235. In other words, you have to bet $235 to win $100. They are heavy favorites once again to win the series.
Should we go in the other direction? No. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna
here's
put
the
that
thing.
We're not gonna put that out there.
I missed our chance at plus 108, and I felt great about it. But this is why
I blame Ben Roethlisberger, because you was out there. You were so distraught that they took a quarterback again, and you're like, man, I hate this team.
Why do they have to keep taking quarterbacks? I can't stand Drew Aller. Oh God.
He was like, anybody but Drew Aller. With this favorite pick, the Pittsburgh Steelers are like, Drew Aller, quarterback. Like, damn it!
Come on!
Are you trying to make me cancel my season tickets?
You should have seen me. Just my head just sank. And that's in the 3rd round, for Pete's sake.
What I really want to know is, what did the guys think? You know what I'm saying? How did they troll you? Because they got to know, man, I'm sorry for your loss, bro. Yeah, that's a tough one.
They didn't not enjoy it. Put it that way. They absolutely enjoyed some of it. But, hey, it is what it is. Anyway, that aside, the Knicks now are once again heavy favorites in this series. And really, you'd say that's not all that surprising. But the reason it's not all that surprising is because when they were down 2-1, everybody still thought they were going to win. I still thought they were going to win the series down 2-1, because I think people looked at it and recognized wait a second. The 2 games that the Hawks have won have been by 1 point. They're kind of fortunate to be where they are right now. So I don't think it's ridiculous to have looked at that and say, well, you should still probably take as much value on the Knicks as you can if you want to bet them. And, of course, I didn't do that. I forgot to do that. 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Washington Heights Loco. Why these fools avoid talking about how crappy the Mets are?
Oh, we'll get there.
You really want us to talk about how crappy the Mets are?
I just didn't think y'all cared.
I'm assuming that. Listen, we're actually going to talk to Jeff Passan here.
Take it back.
Take it back.
Minutes. Take it back.
Jerk store. That's coming up in 10 minutes from now. But what I would say is, I'm kind of looking at exactly how long it's going to take before you know who gets fired. I mean, could that happen today? It's an off day. We said before the 9-game series that the Mets had to at least go 6-3. Now they can't. They're 2-4 right now. And I mean, to get swept this weekend and yesterday you score 1 point or 1 run.
Can we bury the ghost pitch and the pitcher?
I think he might be buried in Syracuse soon. He might be headed back to AAA very shortly.
Send his ass back to Okinawa.
All right. 800-919-3776. A couple of the other comments here. On Pluto Nash talking about Jalen Brunson. Is he good with the ball? How's his playmaking and ISO skills? Does he? Or maybe he's not talking about that. I think he's talking about Tyler Kolek there. I don't think that's what we're going to be discussing. Like Tyler Kolek is, people are saying he needs more minutes as more of a point guard. Like, guys, I don't know that that's exactly how this is going to go down.
Don't you usually shrink your rotation?
Pretty much. But I think their point is, like, we need to be moving the ball better. And they're not wrong when they say that. But it's not like anybody's minutes are going to get shrunk or expanded greatly at this point. Right? I wouldn't expect that to be the case. I don't know. I really wouldn't. Like, I can't sit here and tell you.
Maybe a 9-man rotation. I mean, a 8-man rotation.
Look, as much as I want to complain about Brunson, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Alvarado and Tyler Kolek should be playing more minutes now and be taking away some of his. I can't do that.
Facts.
Come on now. That's absolutely silly. I just don't believe that can happen. What I do believe is that they are in control in this series now. It's not just because they have 2 games at home. It does bother me that this is a little bit more difficult of a series than it needed to be. At the very least, the Sixers gave you one.
I mean, that's the thing, though. That's the theme of this playoffs. That's for everybody. Like, you know, the other side of the ball or the other side, the other team gets got players too.
They do. And look around the league. There was only one team that was really thoroughly dominating a series, and even they lost yesterday, and the Lakers were up 3-0. And, by the way, how about Durant not even on the bench the other night? What are we doing? I'll tell you, you can have Kevin Durant. You're going to talk about one of the all-time great players.
Easy Sniper's done his thing, man. He's hurt, man. He's in the back with his feet up.
But you're not even on the bench.
He's hurt.
Yeah, okay.
This is a guy that also didn't miss many games this year, too.
I understand. You can have him. You can have him.
Because he didn't show up on the bench?
No, because every time I turn around, like he's on a new team and they're losing.
Yeah,
how about that?
That's because they didn't address the point guard.
It's always somebody else's problem. They lost Van Vliet, and I'm not going to say that they have a major role.
So you're saying Durant and his numbers don't count?
No.
His numbers are he's still doing his thing. He's playing. He's durable.
Not even on the bench. Come on, man. Come on. Please. 800-919-3776. Very silly talk, Carlin. That from Lamar. I'm assuming that you're talking about the Kolek stuff and not the Durant stuff. No one is allowed to say they do or don't know ball. It's not going to be a point made in an argument that doesn't bolster anybody's argument to make anybody look bad. That's Jersey G. Everyone is using, I don't know what he's talking about. And then Brian says, Brian, if you care about Carlin, jab him once a week with Ozempic, please. I'm already doing it. Not the Ozempic, but another one.
Yeah.
But I'm already doing it, and I'm down 40 pounds. That's the problem. That's the problem, brother, is that you look up and you see you don't even realize I'm down 40 because it's like throwing a deck chair off to Queen Mary. Come on. I'm trying. You should have seen it this weekend. You know how hard it was for me to try in Pittsburgh? You know how much good food there is in Pittsburgh?
Oh, man.
I did have a steak the other night for the first time in a while.
You have a Big Ben?
No, it's not a Big Ben.
Don't worry.
I did not. The Primanti Brothers lines were too long, and I'm fine with that because the coleslaw stuff, you can have it.
Yeah.
I was not going to eat a Primanti Brothers. Tannenbaum on Friday afternoon when we went out to lunch wanted to go to Primanti Brothers, and the line was long. But that's not a place that you would go for lunch if you have to stay in one spot and really can't move for about 5 hours, which was the case that night. So I think we all saved ourselves a little bit of a problem there.
Don't worry. That steak could be digested by Friday.
Jeff Passan on the Mets, Alex Cora, and all of it next on ESPN New York.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
I thought it was really interesting the way it played out for the Giants because nobody thought the Giants were going to take Reese because they didn't think Reese was going to be there at 5. I think they were kind of in shock that Reese was there 5 and Mauanoa was there 10. Right, because they were two guys that were just really up high on their draft board. If Caleb Downs turns out to be this era's Ronnie Lott, you're going to massively regret it.
DiPietro and Rothenberg, morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Chris Carlin with you. Glad to be joined right now by Taylor Canfield. He is the U.S. Sail GP team driver, and we are all getting ready for the Mubadala New York Sail Grand Prix coming up at the end of May. Taylor, how we doing?
Yeah, we're excited for the home event in New York, and I can't wait to be there and racing in front of all the fans.
Tell us why fans should be excited for the Mubadala New York Sail Grand Prix.
The racing is just so exhilarating coming in and watching it from the shoreline of Governor's Island and in front of the Statue of Liberty, racing in one of the biggest, most amazing cities in the world. I'm getting the goosebumps just talking about it. And these boats are the fastest boats in the world, racing with the best sailors in the world. It's really cool, and it's going to be so electric in New York. And it's our home event this year, so we're pumped.
We are pumped as well, Taylor. We appreciate your time. He is U.S. Sail GP team driver Taylor Canfield. We're looking forward to the Mubadala New York Sail Grand Prix coming at the end of May. Taylor, thanks.
You remember what it feels like to move without thinking about pain? To get up, sit up, walk, work, or live without that constant ache? If neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or sciatica took that away from you, it's time to get it back. I'm Bart Scott. Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain is the guy you need. Ivy League trained, double board certified, no surgery, no scars, no long recovery, just precise, image-guided, non-surgical treatments designed to get you feeling strong again. With offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, and most major insurances are accepted, there is no reason to wait. Go to SandwellPain.com. Relief is closer than you think.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Evan Cohen here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app, share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required, not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Progressive knows sports brings people together, but you gotta feel bad for people who don't even get it. Some people will never know what it's like to see their favorite team's hopes decided by a ping pong ball to draft the next superstar. Or not. I mean, sure, it's silly for your happiness to hinge on the success of a 20-year-old entry-level employee, but you just can't help yourself. The stress is exhilarating. Progressive can't bring people together like the draft, but we can bring your home and auto insurance together with a bundle. So switch and see if you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states or situations.
It's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of New Jersey is offering up to 25% off windows and doors and 0% financing for 24 months. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends April 30th, 2026.
In a contracting business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. Service Titan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, from first call to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for visionaries ready to stop operating and start automating. Service Titan, AI for the trades.
What's up, my friends? This is Francisco Lindor.
This is Devin Williams. This is Luke Weaver.
Bo Bichette here. You're listening to the home of New York Mets baseball.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
I hate to say it, but he was one of the first guys who said that this may not necessarily go the right way this season for the Mets, and we are seeing that so far. It's Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York YouTube channel where you can go. You can be a part of the chat and contribute to the program. Jeff Passan, ESPN Senior Baseball Insider, joining us right now. As always, we appreciate your time, my friend. What has gone so horribly wrong outside of the obvious with the Mets just being unable to hit in any way leading to 9-19, Jeff?
I was going to say everything. There's just, I mean, really though, yeah. Has there been a moment in this season? I suppose they were 7-4 at one point, so there was that, but you know, when losing streaks start compounding the way that they do, the psychology of it all starts to come into it, and you really get to see how tough a team is. And I'm not saying a team that loses a dozen games in a row is incapable of being tough. What I'm saying is you need somebody there to be able to stop the bleeding, and the Mets just don't look like they have anyone right now, which is so counterintuitive because it's still a talented roster. Like, I look at that roster, and it doesn't scream worst record in baseball to me, but it is, the whole does not equal the sum of its parts. You have all these individuals who look like they're good, but together as a team, it's just not working right now.
I thought that was the issue last year. That's why they made the changes. The clubhouse, and we said it wasn't all kumbaya inside, and they went out and got these veterans, proven commodities. Why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? And is it as simple as a guy like Kodai Senga? Guys aren't really stepping up. Is it the players, more on the players, or is it the management? And if they decide to make a change with them firing their entire coaching staff, who would be the manager?
That's a lot of questions, and I'll try and go one by one. Starting off, whose fault is this? It's everyone's fault. It is the front office's fault for roster construction. It is the manager's fault for not doing enough to get that team to play to its capabilities, and it's the player's fault for stinking. And the wild thing is you look at what Nolan McLean's done this year. You look at what Clay Holmes has done this year. You look at what Freddie Peralta has done this year. And you say, well, that's three good starting pitchers. Not just solid. They've been pretty darn good starting pitching-wise. And yet you look at the lineup, and I don't know right now if they have a healthy player who's above 0 wins above replacement. I guess Juan Soto's probably there, but he just came back after, a couple of weeks down. Francisco Alvarez has had a few moments this year that have been nice, but Mark Viento's not doing it. Marcus Simeon looks like he can't hit. Bo Bichette's been terrible. Carson Benz looks like he belongs in the minor leagues. Luis Roberts is okay, I guess. Brett Beatty, striking out 7 times as much as he's walking. Their DHs have been bad. Like, everything on the offensive side has been a nightmare for them. And I think, Tommy Pham comes to the big leagues, has 13 at-bats, doesn't get a hit among them, and is gone. That's the sign to me of a team that is scrambling and grasping at straws. And the plan that they had coming into the season, guys, they got punched in the mouth, and they haven't responded. And listen, everyone's going to get punched in the mouth at one point or another. It's about how you respond, and the Mets' response has been about as feckless as you can find.
Jeff Passan with us, ESPN senior baseball insider, baseball writer. It's tough to watch. And what really is kind of befuddling, Jeff, is there was so much talk with David Stearns in the offseason about changing the approach toward run prevention, but you have so many people playing out of position here. It makes it feel like the plan wasn't really a plan that they were sticking with.
Yeah. Run prevention necessitates good defense.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it.
Not have that, right?
Like, we saw it in the idea with Simeon defensively and Luis Robert defensively, but you've got guys at corners who have never played the position before, and man, is it showing.
I mean, listen, the ugliness knows no bounds. Here's the thing. I thought, 12-game losing streak was going to be about as bad as it gets. Getting swept by the Rockies at home is pretty close. And the Mets right now, they look like a directionless team. Now, I'll say this. I don't think they're as bad as they've played. I don't think they're the worst team in baseball. I don't think they're going to wind up the year with the second worst run differential. But a playoff spot at this point, I don't like to count teams out before the end of April. But man, something needs to change fast, and that might be the manager. Getting back to the question I didn't answer, Bart, that might be the manager. And Carlos Mendoza's been given some leash here, and if things don't change and don't change fast, he's not going to be the Mets manager anymore. Now, who is? Could it be Alex Cora? I suppose, but I think Philadelphia is probably a likelier landing spot for him. Could it be Carlos Beltran? I don't know. I mean, that's what they wanted to do a few years back. Do they go to that now? Whatever the case is, I'm not putting this squarely on Carlos Mendoza because I don't believe that the blame belongs specifically and necessarily to him. He's part of a greater group of failures. And I don't know, maybe a new manager, maybe a new perspective, maybe a new attitude changes things, but I've never found Carlos Mendoza to be a guy who's lacking in those areas. And so I have, at the end of the day, this is going to come down to the players. And at the end of the day, the players who are on the roster come down to the front office. And, there's going to need to be some real examining of where this thing went wrong. And I just look at the Bo Bichette signing. I know that the Mets were in on him, before they lost out on Kyle Tucker. This wasn't like we're suddenly going to engage on this guy because we lost the best free agent on the market this winter. But at the price that they gave him, knowing that they were planning on putting him in a position where he might not fit, it's just the whole thing has been haphazardly run.
I mean, if this continues to go bad, you talk about wasting 2 years of Juan Soto's prime, Lindor.
Yep.
What would the sell-off look like? Yep. Could we see a scenario where maybe they move on from Lindor because that may be one of the only pieces that they have that they can get rid of?
Oh boy. I mean, you're opening a can of worms with that one, Bart. Do I think that Francisco Lindor could move? I find it unlikely. I mean, he's a guy who's in his 30s, and he's got, I believe, I think his contract's up in 2031. So another 5 years at $32 million. If Francisco Lindor were a free agent today, he would definitely get more than that. And if we include this year, it's $192 million, if my math is right. I think he would probably still get a $200 million or so contract. But, man, he's 32. And, I mean, it's not full no trade, but, well, actually, you know what?
It is full now because it's 10 and 5
years.
Yeah.
It is full no trade. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So there's always the question: Does he want to go? Does he want to? Because if he has no desire to, then he's not going anywhere. He has that privilege in his contract. So I don't know that trading Francisco Lindor is the answer because, frankly, Bart, I'm not sure they would get a ton back for him at this point. They do okay, but it wouldn't be like a franchise-changing deal where you're getting, a handful of really good prospects like the Nationals did for Juan Soto, for example. So to me, that's the part of this whole thing that makes it difficult. I don't know that there is a quick and easy fix. I mean, you look at their impending free agents, and the only one who's got significant value is Freddie Peralta. And I don't think they're going to trade Freddie Peralta. Maybe if they are where they are at the deadline, then he's a guy who moves because they would get more back for him then than the draft pick that they would for giving him the qualifying offer. But either way, to me, the fixes that are going to come for this team are not going to come via trade. They're going to come internally via prospects who are coming up and in free agent signings. And considering where the team's payroll is right now and the fact that they've got Juan Soto at $60 million a year and Bo Bichette at $42 million a year and Lindor at 32 and change and the Simeon money for another couple of years, and Sean Manaea for another year, and Devin Williams for another couple of years, and Jorge Polanco for another year. I mean, right now,
sounds like a general manager should be
just
fired
on the books for. Well, I don't do firings very much. That's for Sports Talk Radio, so I will leave that to you guys. But I will say this: the Mets have $250+ million under contract already for next season. So a lot of this, I think, is going to come down to the munificence of Steve Cohen. And does he want to keep putting money into what some might argue is a lemon? Are they going to engage in the sunk cost fallacy and keep Marcus Simeon on the roster and wait for him to turn things around? Or are they just going to see what their eyes are seeing and start asking themselves, is this the right guy to have at second base? Or maybe if we were to move Bo Bichette there and put Brett Baty back at third, we'd be a better baseball team.
Last one here, Jeff, 2 parts. What happened in Boston with Cora? Was it strictly the relationship with Craig Breslow? And you mentioned it earlier. Do you see a scenario where Cora is more likely to manage at some point this year somewhere else, or is he going to wait it out for the year and take his pick in the offseason?
I think a lot of that depends on what happens with the Phillies, because the only team right now that's worse in Major League Baseball than the New York Mets is the Phillies. They've got the same record at 9-19, and the Phillies' run differential is -54 at this point, which is bad. And it's wild to me with the starting pitching that they've got and with some of the guys in the lineup, just the names that they've got. But it's a team that doesn't have a whole lot of depth, and you need to win on the margins there. And I don't know that Rob Thompson's the right guy for the job. In terms of what happened in Boston, yeah, I mean, it's, Buster Olney said this, the Boston Red Sox are Westeros. They are Game of Thrones. And, continuity is not something that they particularly value. And I get it. They got off to a really bad start. And, you could make the argument that Alex Cora wasn't getting through to the players in the way that a manager should. But You can make the same argument about Carlos Mendoza, and it ultimately goes back to roster construction. And the Red Sox have a paucity of power right now, but I think they are likelier to have a turnaround at this point than the Mets, because I really like Boston's starting rotation. And now that Peyton Toley's up, Connolly Early's in there to go along with Garrett Crochet, I think they're going to I don't know if they're going to make a playoff run, but I don't think the Red Sox are going to wind up nearly as bad as they've been so far.
Jeff, we appreciate it. No, it's a busy time. Thanks very much.
Pleasure's always mine, gentlemen. Thanks for having me.
We're going to go back to firing people.
That's Jeff Passan, ESPN. ESPN baseball, senior baseball insider, senior baseball writer. Listen, I don't care what it takes. And I don't like being this guy. But in this instance, do whatever you have to do to go and get Alex Cora to be your manager. I have to. I'm sorry. Just do it.
See, I think the easiest thing in a way that it'll be more digestible is if you just go get Beltran to make him the manager. That's in-house. Okay. That way you can sleep him in the back door. You wanted to do it a couple years ago. It couldn't come out.
But that's the easy thing.
Yes. But it's the right thing. The homegrown. You get grace if you put Beltran there. You get him grace, and you buy yourself time.
But you get grace with Alex Cora too. Here's my point about Cora. I don't expect Cora to walk in the door and immediately change the Mets' fortunes. But can I read you a couple of things about what happened in Boston?
Yeah.
These are a few things about Cora, and I have always been a huge Alex Cora fan. Huge. Back to when he was playing for the Mets. I had one of the most intelligent baseball conversations of my life with Alex Cora.
Okay.
And it was, and it's not just because of that. But here's a few things. This is what Trevor Story had to say about the situation. Obviously, it's kind of up in the air with what the true direction of the franchise is now. Some of the best coaches in the world didn't get a fair shot. Chad Tracy is going to be the guy who's going to be the interim. Here's Story more on Cora. He had our backs every single day. He was very truthful with players, took bullets for us, and did everything you can ask for and more as a manager. I just can't express how thankful I am to have played for him. Yeah, I've got love for that guy. Roman Anthony, I don't think anybody really expected it. At the end of the day, it's on us. It's not AC's job to go out there and do the things that we're expected to do. It's nobody's fault but ours. Players were shocked, called it a whirlwind 24 hours. And then for those who did not hear this part of it, and you probably have, but I'm late to it just because we're not on the air until Monday. But Garrett Whitlock, the reliever, said that Breslow and Tracy spoke to the team for roughly 8 minutes Sunday morning. And it included the owner, John Henry, and the team president, Sam Kennedy. Whitlock said Kennedy and Henry did not talk, nor did any of them take questions from the players. They made it very clear. We get paid to play baseball, and we just need to focus on playing baseball. So that's where we're at.
You do yours.
Exactly.
I don't know how that turns around.
That says to me, we don't give a damn what you think.
Damn.
And that is a complete swipe at the entire situation, and that is not how you win a locker room.
You play ball, boy. You
go out there and you do your job. We'll do ours. Wow. That's tough.
I thought this was a team game, not a dictatorship.
So we're not even allowed to express our opinion or express our feelings on what went down? That feels like that's a pretty dumb way to go about business when you're in the middle of the season and you're 30 games in and you're trying to figure out a way for your team to turn it around, or maybe you're not. Maybe you're just going to take the team and throw it in the tank again. That is brutal. To me...
Can you do that in Bingtown?
They just did. I don't think they're going to.
Not that. I'm saying not make the beat his back multiple years.
They tanked for, a couple of years here where they weren't very good, and it didn't necessarily work out, and they were, building toward this. And now we find ourselves in a position with the Red Sox or with Alex Cora, rather, where I think you're nuts if you don't try to hire the guy. And Beltran is the easy thing to do. The easy thing to do. And I'm not saying it's the wrong thing to do. They got to do something. And the manager is the easiest thing to change. But even if the Mets are going to look at it for this year and say, we're not going to contend this year, and Cohen tries to do what he did with Verlander and all those guys a couple of years ago, not it's the same thing, because it's not. But, even if that's what you're trying to do, I would still want Cora to be my guy. Because this is not just about winning it this year. This is about winning it over the next 5 and 6 years. And I've seen this guy do it before. I've seen him build it before. Why wouldn't I want to go in that direction? It would seem dumb to me, counterintuitive, to just go and not even try to knock on that door. If he ends up in Philly, he ends up in Philly. But I don't want to get outbid for him, that's for sure.
I mean,
I was not counting on him to being available.
I mean, you shouldn't be outbid. I mean, if you can maybe get one good thing out of this season, it can say, hey, we got our guy for the future. That's a proven commodity. That's a champion as a manager. I just feel bad for Mendoza because I feel like that Shane isn't taking not taking enough of a blame. Like, you talk about all this guaranteed money that's on the roster that's not performing. That's up to Stearns. That's up to Stern.
I'll tell you.
I don't know why I say Shane all the time.
Because it's GM. David Stearns, to me, is absolutely a version of Glenn Sather. A guy that when you take him and you have him in a place where there's no room for margin of error at all, like Milwaukee, like I have to maximize every dollar that I spend. Some guys are exceptionally skilled at that. And then when you give them a lot more wiggle room, they make mistakes a lot more easy. And listen, part of this,
they take more chances that they shouldn't have taken, like projecting,
because they feel like, I can take a chance here on this. Yeah. Now, listen, I think probably Bichette was Steve Cohen, if I had to guess about how that went down. But I still, I feel like, and we saw that with Glenn Sather here until, very toward the very end when it finally started to pay off a little bit. Glenn Sather was the guy that forever was sitting in Edmonton saying, like, you give me the Rangers budget in New York, and I can go there and I'll win all those championships too. Look what I did here in Edmonton. All right, well, let's also at least acknowledge, yes, you drafted a lot of great players. You also ended up with the greatest player to ever play the game in Gretzky, and Messier wasn't too far behind when we're talking about what you did in the 80s and 90s. But I think that, and Yari Curry and all those guys. My point is, like, he didn't have room for error, and then when you gave him this unlimited budget, he doesn't necessarily function in that well.
Yeah, he got sloppy.
Yeah, that's what, like, when you tell me you're going to try to prevent runs, and that's why we went and got Luis Robert, but we're playing these guys that we're playing at the corner. The Bichette's never played third before. Great bat. Thought it was going to be easy enough, like A-Rod moving to third.
We talked about the high corner, right?
Right.
We talked about this before the season started.
I mean, you watch Brett Beatty play first base. Like that play yesterday.
He makes Pete Alonso look like Dom Smith.
Yeah.
Defensively.
This is the thing. I miss Pete Alonso defensively right now. I do. Because you see him on the ground yesterday, making the play down at first, touching the bag, and then for some God knows reason, throwing the ball to second base from one knee. You're not Ray Ordonez. Come on. And it ends up in the outfield on a couple of bounces. What are you doing? I mean, Vientos drilling a guy in the back on a throw. Like, they cannot make these plays. These simple plays. That is not the way to prevent runs the last time I checked. And it's not like the starting pitching has been horrible outside of Senga. Oh, my God. Senga is
last, two?
Oh, I think he's getting sent back down.
And they'll say, oh, he has a bruised scapula. They'll make something up.
I don't know what to make of it. I really don't. And it's tough to watch. It's very tough to watch. And this isn't even like Gary, middle of April making the comment feels like rock bottom, as he did a couple of years ago, right? No. This isn't rock bottom. I don't know what the hell is. You're getting swept at home by the Rockies? You're scoring 1 run in 2 games of a doubleheader? What is going on? You cannot be this bad.
But they are. And we gave them a pass. We're like, yeah, they played the Dodgers. And what did I say? I say, hey, give them 20 days. But then, once again, built-in excuse, what teams do that try and explain things. Lindor got hurt, so we can't get Soto and Lindor on the diamond, at the same time. And that's going to be their excuse. Those 2 guys are the catalyst for success, and we can't get them on the field at the same time.
Fill me in a little bit here about what our friends over at Samwell have got to say these days.
I tell you what, every Met fan needs to go to Samwell to try and figure out something. And I know that Samwell's not big on giving out pain medication, but I think they need to give both. You know what I mean? You wouldn't play the whole season with a bad knee and just hope that it'll get better, right? So why would you do that in real life? If you got back pain, neck pain, or you're a Mets fan, sciatica is slowing you down, you just need to get a real game plan. That's where Dr. Jay Shaw at Samwell Pain comes in. He's Ivy League trained, double board certified, no surgery, no pain meds, just precise, non-surgical treatments designed to get you moving again. Same day or next day appointments are available. Most major insurances are accepted. Go to SamwellPain.com and get back in the game right away.
Now, here's the deal. 800-919-3776. Also over on the YouTube chat on the ESPN New York YouTube channel where you should be watching right now. Would you do anything you could to hire Alex Cora right now? Because I think he's absolutely the answer. I would not waste any time. Number one, if I'm Alex Cora and somebody's going to hand me yes, I'm going to be smart. Maybe I want to sit out the season and see what else is available, like the Yankees. I can see that. But I don't know that the Yankees are going to pay a manager a ton. But, more than that, if I'm Alex Cora, how stupid do I want to make the Red Sox look when somebody else is going to hire me in about 5 seconds and going to pay me a boatload? 800-919-3776. Is Cora the way to go right now? Is this even fixable right now? Let's go. Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York.
Monday with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. How confident are you in the Knicks now that their series with the Hawks is tied at 2?
I think the way we fought back in Game 3 helped us for this game. Obviously, we didn't win Game 3, but I think the way we played in that second half as a team propelled us to play the way we did tonight. We just got to continue to push that forward.
What is the level of panic for the Mets after getting swept by the Rockies at home? Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg today at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
FanDuel is serving up a happy hour every day during the playoffs. We're talking special drops you won't want to miss, from profit boost to bonus bets and more. And the best part? It's every single day. So whether you're betting the early game or gearing up for prime time, make sure you open the FanDuel app and see what's there waiting for you today. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel is serving up a happy hour every day during the playoffs. We're talking special drops you won't want to miss, from profit boosts to bonus bets and more. And the best part? It's every single day. So whether you're betting the early game or gearing up for prime time, make sure you open the FanDuel app and see what's there waiting for you today. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA.
21 and over, physically present in New York, option required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Want to earn extra revenue for your business? Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for local business owners to assist with deliveries. When you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra revenue and exposure for your business. Plus, Amazon Hub Delivery makes it easy to get started. There's no upfront cost, delivery experience, or long-term contracts required. Sign up to learn more at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
Smalls here. If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds can turn into sinus infections that last weeks, ruining your perfect vacation getaway. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and a pharmacy, it's stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy at home. It includes prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of illnesses. So if you wake up sick, at home, or on the road, you have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, and no pharmacy lines. Also, no copays. Match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor. Start meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs a medical emergency kit, so order yours online in minutes. It's shipped right to your door. Save $45 with my promo code SMALLS at urgentcarekit.com/smalls. That's promo code SMALLS at urgentcarekit.com/smalls. Prescription required. Always consult your doctor to determine if this product is right for you.
Game time brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's Tully time. 8 o'clock tonight, Yankees continue their trip in Texas. They are headed north to face the Rangers at 8:05. Tullamore Dew is the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. Also got to point out, now that there's a Game 6, we got a little watch party on Thursday.
Yeah, but this time we're going to charge it on the company card, margaritas for everybody.
Good luck with that. Calandra's Italian Village, Caldwell, Thursday, Game 6, watch party. Bart, myself, they're going to have tequila specials all night long. Half-price wings, $5 margaritas.
Hold on, stop right there. Best wings I've had in my damn life. And I'm talking about, that's including the lemon pepper sweet lemon peppers.
Yep. You've been to how many strip clubs that have had great wings?
Everyone.
Well, this is better.
Yeah, it's better.
And it's half price now. Half price wings, $5 margaritas, giveaways, and more. Reservations are recommended. To book your table, call 973-226-8889. That's 973-226-8889. That's Bart and Carlin. New York Game 6 watch party live. Calandra's Italian Village, Caldwell, New Jersey, Thursday night, April 30th. Doors will open at 5 p.m. 800-919-3776. Lines open. We hit them momentarily after Tom Bauer takes us sideline to sideline.
It's going to happen. This is Sideline. To Sideline. Go. With Bart and Carlin.
All right, first thing, though, over on the ESPN New York YouTube chat, we got the poll up right now. Whose fault is it that the Mets are not playing well? The GM, the players, or the coaching staff? Go there and vote. ESPN New York YouTube channel, go and vote right now. GM is leading, but not by as much as I think he should be. Anyway, Tom Bauer, floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Christopher Carlin. So, let's talk some quarterbacks with the NFL draft, shall we?
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's right. We have a new quarterback in town by the name of Cade Klubnik, baby, the Clemson star. Well, I don't know if he was really a star that last year at Clemson. Drafted by the New York Jets in the 4th round of the draft, Darren Muji speaks on drafting Cade Klubnik.
Yeah, it felt really good about Cade. You know, it started, obviously, last year, evaluating all those quarterbacks going into this year. We had good grades on Cade going in this year. And then, you know, you watch him this year. He got hurt early and was playing hurt much of the year, and that team kind of struggled, but was excited to get around him at the Combine. Had a great Combine interview, which kind of sparked us to want to get down to Clemson and work him out and spend some more time with him. And we went down there. Again, it was a great exposure, being there on campus with him, in the room, talking ball. Felt very natural. Felt like there was a connection there. Getting on the field, doing the workout, showed well. So felt really good about Cade.
So here's what I would say about Klubnik. In my work leading up to the draft, what I had heard about Klubnik from coaches who had gone up against him, these were mostly college people, right? Really questioning what the Clemson offensive staff is doing. Like, felt like, now the injuries aside, which I had not heard a ton about, but really questioning, like, are they aware of what they're doing that is not taking advantage of what he does well? It's a great question. I would say that there are a couple of knocks on him would be that the field vision, maybe not great. And if you're looking for him to make plays off platform, that's not necessarily what he does. But maybe that the offensive system that he was playing in was not terrific for him.
Yeah, I mean, and listen, a couple years ago, he played better, 2024. And, you know, listen, Clemson as a whole didn't play well, right? They didn't protect him well. He didn't make great decisions. You know, it's questions about his accuracy. But, you know, he's smart. He's a fast developer of information. And, you know, that's going to help you rule the day. They can fix mechanics and accuracy. We saw that with Josh Allen. And he didn't have those issues the previous game, which tells me that maybe he got hit too much and he started seeing ghosts. And all those quarterbacks that was in last year's draft, we thought that were going to come out was going to be first-round draft picks. They all collectively stunk, and they got to take ownership of that. But they get a second chance. And his path to being a starting quarterback. If you're Klubnik, you should be excited. You got picked by the Jets. You have an opportunity and a chance to really play.
It's true.
And you're going to be protected. You're going to have a good run game. You know, Geno,
a lot of good things
man.
in place.
Yeah, Geno's an old man. Like, you know what I'm saying? He can get hurt. He can play bad. And the most popular person on every team is the backup quarterback. He can get in, and all he has to do is facilitate. You got Cooper right there. You got Sadiq. You got, you know, Mason Taylor. You got a line that's going to protect you. You got Breece Hall. You got Garrett Wilson. You got Ionai Mitchell. You know, this all of a sudden the Jets are making themselves a place where if you're a young quarterback and you're a guy like Arch or you know, the kid from Oregon last year, you might say, maybe.
Yeah, this doesn't do anything for your issue for next year, but I think it does help with that. In other words, they're becoming a more attractive place to be because of the personnel.
Young weapon. If I'm a young quarterback, I'm like, not only do I have weapons, I got young weapons.
Next.
So while we're still talking quarterbacks here, fellas, some of the other quarterbacks taken in this draft. Carson Beck with the first pick of the 3rd round to Arizona.
Wow.
Drew Aller to Chris Carlin's Pittsburgh Steelers. That must excite Chris there.
Carlin stood up and took a shot when that came.
When was the last time I got a quarterback that I liked?
You didn't like the one that went to the Hall of Fame.
That was more for personal reasons.
You hate that one, too.
He hasn't gone yet. Not personal reasons, but his off-the-field concerns there.
Did you have a Big Ben while you were there? Did you eat a Big Ben?
No, I did not.
Did you put a Big Ben in your choppers?
I did not. I did not. Like I said, Primanti Brothers was the line was too long.
I cannot believe that you didn't have Starks have you skip the line. Why don't you use your privilege,
I will
Chris?
say this.
Use your privilege.
I told you. On Friday, I told you driving around Pittsburgh with Max Starks is like driving around with the president.
Yes.
It wasn't so much on Friday. He didn't help us out on Friday, that's for sure. But anyway, Drew Aller, I saw him too much at Penn State and just did not think he was very good. I don't think he's very good. And I talked to people leading up to the draft who kind of confirmed a lot of what I thought. So he is one of those guys that somebody looks at him and says, look at him. He's 6'4", 6'5". He's 220 pounds. He looks the part. I'll coach the rest of it out of him.
Sounds like Kenny Pickett.
We'll see. We'll see. At least it was a third-round pick and not a first-round pick this time. But I don't think they drafted Drew Aller to be their long-term quarterback. I think they took a flyer.
Don't worry. Aaron Rodgers is going to play for another 5 years.
Well, and he'll wait 5 years to tell us he's going to play another 5 years. What do you know? I don't know yet if he's playing. Of course he is, but he's just dragging it out. I will give him credit. He didn't do it at the draft this time, Bart. He did let it be about the kids getting drafted. He didn't make any news around that. Anyway, go ahead, Tom.
Well, as soon as the Drew Aller jersey is on sale at Modell's in the clearance bin, we'll make sure to put it right up in the studio right behind you.
Thank you.
More quarterbacks. Taylon Green will round out the Cleveland Browns' seemingly starting rotation. He was drafted in the 6th round there. Your guy from Rutgers, Ethan. He was drafted by
Kelly McManus.
Yeah, I'm glad you said the last name and not me trying to butcher it. 7th round pick by the Commanders ahead of Garrett Nussmeier. Who would have thought that?
Well, Garrett Nussmeier, the thing is a health-related thing. He had a cyst on his spine, and apparently that scared a lot of teams off on Nussmeier. He might end up being a steal where did he end up signing?
He went to Kansas City in the 7th round.
Yeah, in the very late 7th round.
He may start. If Mahomes can't go, they might skip right over Justin Fields. Hell no.
But I was very happy for Ethan. As steady of a player at quarterback as Rutgers has had in a while, and a great kid. And I hope he gets a chance to make the 7th round pick. It's hard to make teams, but I would think that he'd get a good chance to stick for a couple of years and see what he can be. But I think he's got a chance to be, a guy who could have a career in the league as a backup, or we'll see. But good for him. I was happy for him.
One more quarterback to report on here. This one will give, I'm going to say this very sarcastically, going to give some competition to Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. That's going to be Diego Pavia. Undrafted. That's so unfortunate. But he's going to be at Ravens minicamp.
He couldn't look like a bigger jackass. I mean, he's sitting there with John Gruden during that quarterback thing saying, I'm representing myself. And Gruden's like, really? It's like, yeah, nobody's taking 5 or 10% of my money. I'm like,
yeah.
You
might want to try and get in where you fit in, man.
And Baltimore does not strike me as the best place.
He's like, Lamar Jackson, yeah. He represents himself too. I'll be in good company.
But Bart, he didn't even get signed as an undrafted free agent. He just got invited to rookie minicamp.
Yeah.
Which means
he's a cone.
That's about 30 guys who get invited to rookie minicamp, and maybe 1 or 2 of them gets to sign. Maybe.
Yeah, he's a cone.
Anyway, anything else, Tom?
Yeah, sure. I got one more thing for you.
Please.
So it looks like Malik Nabers has been doing a little chatting during the draft.
I saw this. This is interesting.
With Micah Parsons. So I'm not going to play the cuts, but he was saying he'd rather have Caleb Downs than
You're
go.
not?
Do you want me to play the cut?
I do want you to play the cut.
Oh.
Play the damn cut.
Oh, then silly me. Where did I put the cut?
No, it was about Carnell Tate and the fact that the Titans took Carnell Tate when they did.
There it is. I couldn't see it for a second. Here we go. Here is what he said about Carnell Tate.
He's going to do tremendous in Coach Dave's offense. I was in that offense. Right. It's going to be a hard offense to learn, but he's a very smart player. He's going to get it. Wandale is there, so he's definitely going to help him. This is a draft to draft a receiver. I just don't think that high. I don't see him being a number 1. He hasn't been the number 1 on the team that he's been on. You have to be a number 1 on the team that you're coming from to be a number 1 receiver that the team that you're going to. Because they're going to trust you a lot to be the first person that they throw the ball to, the first person they count on to win the rep. You have to be that. You can't be the second. Anybody can do it. What you mean?
JSN was never number 1.
JSN was different, though.
Hold on. No, you said you got to be number 1 on the team that you're coming from. JSN was not number 1.
It's true. JSN was not number 1 at Ohio State.
Aha, there's no spoon.
But here's the thing I'll say about Tate. He's not JSN, and he's not any of these other guys. I thought he was the most reliable guy.
Is he Marvin Harris Jr.?
No.
I mean, Marvin's started off slow.
I know. I don't think Marvin in college, is he Marvin Harrison Jr.? I don't know. I think Tate's going to be a good player. I think he's going to be a good, solid player.
Was Tate's numbers down because he has a phenom on the same field?
It could be part of it, too. But the other part was he wanted the Giants to take Caleb Downs. Is that correct?
Yes. The quote was, I'd rather get Downs than play against him, because he was talking about how they drafted Arvell Reese. He said, where does he play? You want to be on the outside and rush, but we just drafted someone last year to that same position.
He plays next to Edmonds, and he's blitzing, and when you go on your sink front, you kick Burns in over the guard, then he sinks down to the sink front, and he rushes from the outside, and they run line games. What are you talking about?
Well, let's just say the words caught the attention of John Harbaugh for being very honest about the team, but John Harbaugh doesn't seem to have really a problem with it. He said he made himself clear, that being Malik Nabers. It's like he even said, if you go back and you watch it, I appreciate kind of where he's coming from. I mean, you're in a podcast, you're talking ball, and he's just like, well, how do they use this guy? How's he going to play? He was curious about where you're going to use him, and he appreciates the feedback, essentially. He's not mad at him for speaking his mind.
Yeah, listen, I think Nabers at this point, I'll be interested to see when he's ready to go. Because I don't know, you listen to him talk, I don't know that I felt like he's going to be ready to go anytime soon. And it sounded to me more. Listen, I understand Nabers wanting Caleb Downs. He's not wrong.
Why?
Because I think Caleb Downs is going to be a better pro than Maui Noah is, and it would have really been two dynamic players on defense.
Nah, man. Trust in the process. Like, Nabers better be happy that he can have somebody that can hold up that Dart ain't running for his damn life. And then when he moves out the right tackle, you're like, oh, now we got a great right tackle and a great left tackle. And it's easier to find guards because guards are protected. They have a center inside them and they have an outside guy in front of them. All they got to do is not give up the inside so early.
800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. We still have to get to our takeaways from the Jets and Giants draft overall. We will do that. But the calls coming in on both the Knicks, and if you feel like they are in control of this series, now that it's back to 2-2, and secondly, the Mets. And just how quickly would you hire Alex Cora? Would you hire him in an hour? 2 hours? Tomorrow?
I'm going Beltran.
Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
Rebound, Towns, and the putback is good. It's a Towns takeover here in the third quarter.
The Hawks.
Kicks it to Anunoby. Far corner three. Got it. It's the 10th assist for Karl-Anthony Towns and his first career playoff triple-double.
The NBA playoffs.
And the New York Knicks have evened this first-round series with Atlanta 2 games apiece.
Game 5 coverage begins tomorrow night at 7 on 1050 and the ESPN New York app.
No matter your age or career stage, SUNY Canton delivers education at the speed of life. With flexible, fully online degree programs, you can earn your credential on your schedule. Ready to get started? Apply now for a summer start in high-demand programs like applied psychology, cybersecurity, healthcare management, and more. Our admissions team is ready to help you review transfer credits, explore degree options, choose courses, and navigate every step of enrollment. Email admissions@canton.edu today or visit canton.edu to learn more.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. I'm big on having the right game plan on the ice and at home, which is why I use Viking Pest Control myself as the pest control provider and proud partner of the New Jersey Devils. Viking has been protecting homes for over 45 years with expert pest control service and solutions tailored just for you. From ants and cockroaches to rodents, stinging insects, and backyard mosquitoes, Viking keeps pests out of your house and out of the play. Bundle pest control with mosquito services and save big. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com. Viking Pest Control, protecting your home inside and out.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets. So go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Evan Cohen here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app, share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required, not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Adam Schefter here. According to CNBC, nearly half of hiring managers say a candidate's enthusiasm is the most important factor when considering them for a role. Well, if you need to hire for your business, how can you separate the candidates who are really excited from the ones that are just meh? With ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter has a new feature that quickly shows you the most interested qualified candidates first. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports.
The Knicks are in the playoffs and working toward their ultimate goal.
The 2025 NBA Cup champions, your New York Knicks.
Will this be the year the Knicks punch their ticket to the NBA Finals?
The Knicks have much bigger goals at the end of the year. Step back three with 5 seconds. He got it! Jalen Brunson steps back and puts the Knicks in front.
Thanks to all our New York Knicks partners this season, including Wild Turkey Bourbon, Citywide Window, DraftKings, and Total Orthopedics and Sports Medicine on ESPN New York.
Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York. On the ESPN New York YouTube channel, Knick fans join Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg for a live broadcast presented by Tick Pick at Stout NYC. 2 blocks from the Garden, 215 West 35th Street, before tomorrow's pivotal Game 5. The guys are breaking it all down and getting you ready for tip-off. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg live tomorrow. Stout NYC, beginning at 3 p.m. I love Stout. Been there many, many times. Great spot to go before, after the game. Absolutely love it.
They ain't got my boy Allen on the call, man. I don't care if it is national. What is it, prime suspect, Peacock?
Well, yeah, they can't have him on the call because, it's what Breen was complaining about a few weeks ago.
That's disrespectful, man. Breen is good enough where he should say who he want on there.
Well, you used to get Allen. You used to get Allen on the post games. Still get him there. That's what I do.
I'm gonna walk right down the street.
It's brought to you by Tick Pick. Fans know the best memories. Start with the best prices. Let's hit the calls. 800-919-3776. Michael and Yap Hank. Michael, what's going on, bud?
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for taking the call. I just wanted to comment on why the Mets are losing, and I think it's all mental. The team gave up basically because the most popular and friendly players on the team were traded or signed with other teams, and that came all under the general manager who made all these decisions. So I think it's just a matter of actually firing the general manager and having a fresh start. If you do that, I think you'll see the Mets win 10 in a row.
Did you say 10 in a row?
I just, you know what? Let's give that call the moment of silence it deserves. Okay? Silence. Please, silence. Just a second. So we absorb what was just said. We let all our friendly players and nice players go, so the team quit. So I think if you fire the GM, you'll win 10 in a row.
I mean, when you fire somebody, you do get a little boost.
Just in case, like sometimes guys will say something to me like, you let this caller get away with this. Like, I hear everything every caller says, and sometimes I could just tell I need to let this go a little bit. I need to let him really express what he's thinking right now so that in the end I may mock it. And that's really how I played that one.
He's an energy guy, man. You know what I'm saying? He's all about the chakra, the good energy, the positive flow.
I get that. I get that. I think none of what he said is remotely true, other than really taking a good hard look at the GM, but I think that starts to happen after the season. I don't think that'll happen now. Because you do have to remember, the one thing about David Stearns is that he was the white whale for the longest time for Steve Cohen. Like, he couldn't get him out of Milwaukee until he could. Gilberto in the truck. Gilberto, you're next on ESPN New York.
What's up, my big bros? Carlin.
Yo.
Bart, Big AT in the back, producing. Yo, let me tell you, just to make a little quick comment, Carlin, this is all the GM's fault. Don't try to reinvent the wheel, my brother. You took a guy that played shortstop and put him at third base, and he's doing plays, rockets that are hit right at him. He's trying to scoop it from the side, moving his body all the way to the side. He don't want to block it with his body like a true third baseman. I played third baseman. I know. I played third base. Excuse me.
That hot corner, baby.
Yeah, man. It's not even that hot, but if you block the ball in front of you, you'll never get hurt, man. I played third base. Look at Ron Say, the Penguin.
Penguin.
Fabulous, man. You know what I'm saying? This guy's scared of the ball. He'd rather play deep in the shortstop where, he can get to the ball, do maneuvers right or left.
I don't listen.
He's not a third baseman. Polanco's not a first baseman, bro.
No, he's not. He's not. Listen, defensively they're bad. I think you need to give Bichette a little more time. He is still getting used to it at third, and he's too good of a player to not be better. But there is a little bit of.
What do you want me to do? Die for it?
Like Roger Dorn.
You know what I was concerned about was why you didn't come up with that grounder that Riker hit in the ninth. It was out of my reach. What do you want me to do? Die for it?
It's not quite that, but it is. There is something to taking a ball off the chest and just blocking the ball to get it down, because that is part of third base.
You scared? Put a Kevlar vest on.
Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York.
Monday with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. How confident are you in the Knicks now that their series with the Hawks is tied at 2?
I think the way we fought back in Game 3 helped us for this game. Obviously, we didn't win Game 3, but I think the way we played in that second half as a team propelled us to play the way we did tonight. We should continue to push that forward.
What is the level of panic for the Mets after getting swept by the Rockies at home? Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg today at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
The New York City Department of Correction offers countless career opportunities, from specialized units to leadership roles that support public safety and change lives for the better. It starts with one step: registering for the New York City Correction Officer exam. Earn over $109,000 after just 5.5 years. Benefits on day one, job security, pension at any age after 22 years of service. Go to nyc.gov/joinDOC or search Join DOC. One career, many opportunities. Register today to take the test.
This is the Michael K. Show.
All I've seen over these years, let's make things great for the players. Let's give the players everything they want. And they deserve to have great things. But the extra little things like, well, let us grow our hair longer. Can we have beards? Well, then win me a championship. Because if I'm going to move away from the Yankees and what the Yankees stand for, then I'm going to need something back from you.
The Michael K. Show. Weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Prizes, flyaways, even
Cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Evan Cohen here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app, share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required, not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Harry Douglas here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
ESPN New York, now streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe today and watch the show. WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2, New York.
You're damn right. Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York, 800-919-3776, our YouTube chat. Lit up, go there, watch the show, see the whole thing unfold right in front of your very eyes. At 800-919-3776, it is noon, so what does that mean?
It's the power hour. What number is Club Nick?
I thought did he wear 12 maybe?
Oh, I can do that.
It's the power hour. Check that. He was 37. Apparently it was 2, not 12. Apparently he wore 2, not 12.
Man, hold on, man. You can't say he's 37, man. First of all, you know you got to be the worst quarterback in the world or the greatest quarterback in the world to wear a 30 at quarterback, man.
No. He wore 2.
What's the craziest quarterback number ever, even going back?
Flutie wore 22.
Yeah, that's because. Yeah.
In college. You have to go back to the really old days in the NFL. I haven't seen any really crazy quarterback numbers in a long time.
I'm trying to think like back in the day, like what's the guy from the Vikings?
Fran Tarkenton?
Yeah, Fran Tarkenton. Like,
he wore 10.
Okay, that's
that's
uneventful.
Yeah.
Like maybe what's the Native American guy?
Jim Plunkett?
No, the old guy. The decathlete. He played in the Olympics too.
That was a quarterback?
Yeah, man. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks he was a Native American. Everybody had one. Jim Thorpe. No.
No, Jim Thorpe was the defensive back. They have the Jim Thorpe Award.
No. He wasn't Native American, was he?
Jim Thorpe?
No. Man.
I'm not your freaking Google.
I just thought it was only a couple of Native Americans. Like, we celebrate this guy all the time. He's one of the best athletes ever. Can't think of it. See, just
you're thinking of Jim Thorpe, but
CT.
he played professional football. I said Jim Plunkett already. He said no.
Okay, Jim Thorpe.
Jim Thorpe but he was a defensive back.
Oh, okay. No, never mind. It's kind of like a quarterback of the defense.
All right. Let me regroup.
We're off to a great start.
Let me regroup.
I thought he played. I forgot, man.
How do we get to IHOP in the middle of the night? Oh, look, Bart grabbed the wheel.
We going to Denny's.
I can use some moons over my hammy. Anyway, listen, few things are at work here. Obviously, number one is the Knicks with an incredibly important bounce-back win the other day. And what do you know? When the ball moves, good things happen. And that's what we saw happen the other day. The ball was moving, and good things were happening. Cat played more at the level that Shaq was talking about. It wasn't necessarily him just purely dominating guys offensively. Still, the number 10 shots is way too small. I don't expect 25 shots. I don't expect 10. I don't expect 13. Like, the numbers should be bigger than that, but at the very least, the ball was moving through him, and the Knick offense was a lot more effective when that was the case the other day.
Yeah, it's his imprint on the game. Is what we're talking about.
He made a thorough imprint on the game. What do you know? The Knicks end up winning rather easily against a team that they are just flat out better than, period. They are better than them.
Now, if they lose, sometimes you got to belabor the point. If they lose tomorrow and the narrative is Jalen Brunson took a bunch of shots and Cat didn't take a shot in the fourth quarter, what are we talking about?
Just that. Just that they have that figure. Either they have it figured out, or Brunson's got, Brunson's got to be able to go and allow himself to think outside of it's just me all the time.
It is so tough to see yourself as the number one option, to humble yourself to be a number two option.
Listen, I understand. I'm not even asking him to be number two. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be you have 26 shots and Cat has 10. Like, that's not the way it should look. Or you have, I think the other day it was 7 for 18.
That was 24 and Cat had 12.
That was game 3.
Right.
Yeah. It was 26 and 12. But, like, along those lines, like, that can't be what the breakup is. It can't be twice as many shots as the other guy when the other guy has a significant physical advantage in the series. A significant physical advantage. Now, there's that. Do the Knicks now put themselves in a position where this series is in control? I absolutely believe that. I don't think there's any question. It's why I wasn't going to be worried about them truly until they lost a third game, and I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to roll through them the next couple and end up winning this series in 6.
So you're saying all is well?
All is fine.
Order is restored?
I told everybody the other day, down 2-1, it's not great. And you're going to have to expend more energy than you would like to.
Correct.
But you're still going to win the series.
I mean, if I'm the Knicks, and I don't see how he can save it, what are we doing with Bridges, man? Like, we just paid him, man. This is not even a walk year. Like, what are we doing? Like, we got an asset that we can't move. I forget the Yankees got that player from they got the player from the Red Sox a long time ago, and he sat out there. He had that huge
Jacoby Ellsbury.
He like I would send his ass to Jacoby Ellsbury world. Like, it's like you can't believe that how little of an impact he has on the game. He's been virtually invisible.
Well, they just paid him. They just paid him after they gave up 5 first-round picks for him. So they have doubled and tripled down on the move, and right now it is not paying off exactly.
Where does this rank as far as bad contracts that the Knicks have given out?
I think we still have to wait on that. Is it
Eddie Curry?
Eddie Curry?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is Eddie Curry?
It's, it's not – listen, the dollars are different because of the times.
But the percentages aren't.
But the percentages aren't, and it's going to be in that conversation, but I still think it depends on what happens the rest of the series and the rest of the playoffs before we start putting it in that discussion. I give him this second year in the playoffs to try to piece it together. Now, there's that. There is the Mets and the fact that they just cannot get out of their own way, got swept by the Rockies, scored 1 run in 2 games yesterday that was just flat out painful to watch. Opportunities in game 1, bases loaded, 1 out twice, come up empty, not getting it done at all, can't figure anything out, and the manager hasn't been fired yet, and Alex Cora is now out there to be had. This is not to save just the season for me. This is Alex Cora for the long haul as the Met manager. Now, I don't know if Alex Cora is a David Stearns kind of guy, but I don't care. Like, David
Stearns shouldn't be able to make this decision. This is my executives, other people, my team presidents. I got it. Stern has to absolve himself. He has to recuse himself from this decision.
It hasn't been good. It hasn't been good at all. And I don't think he's going to be recusing himself from the position. But if I'm Steve Cohen, maybe I'm listening a little bit less on that front. You don't want to try to override the guy that you have charged with running the organization. But if I have a chance to get Alex Cora, life is a little different because he is a great manager.
Yeah.
That the players all absolutely love. And I think they'd be nuts not to go and get Alex Cora.
I mean, personally, I would try and take a run at Beltran since he's already been getting paid. So all he has to do is come downstairs, don't cost any money.
And listen, if you're going to hire Beltran,
see how he performs.
If you're going to hire Beltran, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it, but it's Cora's number 1 by far.
Right, but they wanted to hire Beltran a couple years ago because of circumstances. Right, circumstances. They weren't allowed to do it, but this is a way where he can slip in and nobody ever knows, nobody even cares. I don't even think it would be like they would bring the incident up. I think it'll be over with.
Oh, no, I think that's well over with at this point. No, I think that's well over with Beltran. He served his penance, so to speak, for the whole thing, and we'll see. That doesn't bother me, but you have to do something, and you can't sit around and wait. And frankly, I'm a little bit surprised that we're sitting here at 12:10 on Monday. It's an off day. You got the Washington Nationals coming to town, and we haven't seen something happen today yet. I'm a little surprised.
Like, what do we think is going to take for – I mean, because Cohen said he wasn't going to give him the vote of confidence, I think he's trying to hold on longer than what he would have if he wouldn't have said it. And then
you're trying to be patient. I understand.
Yeah, but with Cora, like now, it's an opportunity. It was something that wasn't there, that wasn't available when he gave him that vote of confidence. And sometimes just about, hey, this guy's better, whether you was struggling or not. This guy's a better manager, and he's available.
All right, and then there's the draft, which we have not hit a bunch on as of yet, but we will right now, and we'll get back to the calls here within the next 5 minutes at 800-919-3776 and also over on the ESPN New York YouTube channel. Listen, I'll preface this with of course, the traditional cliche, nobody knows about draft picks. We get that, okay? But on paper, what you wanted to accomplish this weekend, the Giants and Jets, I think both did that. I wanted the Giants to take Caleb Downs instead of Maui Noah, but I can't tell you that it was a bad move. I'm not going to sit there and say it was a good move. I think Downs, along with Arvell Reese, would have provided 2 absolute terrific playmakers on that defense. But if you want to add an offensive lineman and you're the Giants, who am I to criticize when you have the chance to get the guy that you had graded as the best offensive lineman?
Well, both was top 10, right? Top 10 picks, considered to be top 10 picks.
Yes, and here's the thing. I think when Spencer Fano went first, that probably caught them by surprise. It was like, oh, crap, we have a chance to get him?
Yeah.
And that's why they rushed the pick up there. Let's go get him instead. I think they would have rushed the pick if Maui Noah had gone at 9, and then they would have taken Downs at 10.
And so you have to ask yourself, if you're disappointed that they didn't take Caleb Downs because they had an opportunity to get 2 outstanding defensive players, do you take the best player available, or the best player available and the best player available actually has to be at a position of need?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both.
So I think,
and Maui Noah is a guard that is a tackle, but a guard that's going to move inside for the first year and be able to help you.
Right, and you're saying, oh, well, a guard, his value isn't the same. First of all, ask Quentin Nelson that, or ask Steve Hutchinson, or Larry Allen. You know what I mean? somebody like that.
I don't know that anybody thinks this guy's going to be that, but if you did, okay.
Well, they didn't think Marshall Yonder was going to be anything, but he's going to walk himself in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't have to be as dominant as Leon Lett to be a Hall of Famer. But the thing is his versatility. He gives you 3 outstanding linemen this year, and in the following years he'll slide back out to right tackle and allow you to draft if another dominant guard is in the draft and you're hoping that you're the Giants and you're not picking high. Well, guards are going to be available. Dominant guards are going to always be available because they're not a position that goes in the top 10, top 15. So if you're the Giants, you're saying, hey, we're going to be like the Baltimore Ravens. We're going to be pretty much picking like from 16 down, because we're not going to ever be bad enough to be picking that high. You'll always be in position to get a dominant guard, but now you got the dominant tackle. See, the thing about the kid from Penn State, he just projects to be an inside guard.
Yes. He projects to be a great one.
Right.
Still.
But that's still not a position of need. First, you always try to secure your edges, right? Your perimeter. So Harbaugh knows what he's doing. He's able to do this and move out. Like, yeah, would it be nice? Like, Caleb would have been a luxury pick. What did you pay Javon Holland for? You paid him to be your outstanding in his prime safety. So if you can give both sides the ball, and then they double down and then they go get Colton Hood.
I like Colton Hood a lot.
They get Colton Hood to put pressure on a Debo, to put pressure on Banks, right? Maybe Banks moves in, or maybe Banks gets traded, or maybe he gets cut outright. I think they definitely not going to pick up his fifth-year option. I know his fifth-year option is coming in a little bit.
Hood I saw play a couple of times, and I was a fan. He played opposite the guy that was supposed to be the number one corner in this draft, but did not play at all this year because of a torn ACL. And then
well, he may need the surgery because they think that maybe a fracture played a plug. Yeah, it fell off the bottom.
I had heard a couple of days before that a lot of teams had taken him off the board because of that, and that he wasn't going to go until a minimum of the third round. What do you know? He went first pick of the fourth round, Jermod McCoy.
Yeah, them people crazy, man. Because if the plug works, you got a player that's
he's a great player.
Yeah, you got a player, and who cares that? Like, I don't care. Like, Kawhi Leonard has had a degenerative knee for like the last 10 years.
And like for me, the Raiders took him. Like, that's an ideal pick for the Raiders. Yeah. Like, you can just let him go and do his thing, and then if he turns out to be what he's capable of, that would be an awesome move. But anyway, then they took Malachi Fields, the receiver from Notre Dame, who's just a big dude. He's a big dude who can go up and get it.
He gives him a different guy.
He's not going to be a burner down the field, but he is somebody that, I think he's 6'4", if I'm not mistaken.
He's going to be like a Mike Williams.
Yeah. I think he can
Straight
really
up
help
basketball
them.
Player that's going to turn around. Or Plexico wasn't the fastest dude ever. Like,
no.
You know what I'm saying? He's just a guy that ran his routes and used his body very, very well. His separation was his massive size.
And actually, like the guard they took later on, too, a guy named J.C. Davis from Illinois, who I saw play a lot as well. So the Giants had a very, very good weekend. I think it could have been better with Downs, but that's me.
Who had the best draft?
I think the Jets are right there.
I think number one, Cleveland was really, really smart.
Cleveland was excellent. Cleveland did a great job with their draft.
I mean, Baltimore, when you look at their first two picks,
the Fano thing with Cleveland, I'm a little bit, okay. You're going to move him in. A lot of people projected him as a guard.
I like him, though, man. Like, and I'm going to give him a chance out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going to give him a chance out there. I thought Baltimore did a good job when you consider where they were picking to get Zion Young and get the best guard, and that's just so happened to be the position of need that they need. I thought that was pretty good. They always find those type of players. I was hoping that maybe the Giants or the Jets got Zion Young. I thought that highly of him.
Well, the Jets go and get Bailey. Sadiq, I love. We had the debate on the air, and I did not think it would come to fruition.
Both of them be there.
About him and Mekhi Lemon both being there. And I love the fact that they took Sadiq. I think he's a matchup nightmare.
Can't teach 6'3".
Nope. And
can't teach 6'3". You damn sure can't teach 4'3".
As a tight end?
You know who he reminds me of? Everybody wants to say Vernon Davis and all that stuff. No. He is a more chiseled Dustin Keller at 6'3". He's like an H-back. He's more sudden than Dustin, but Dustin was an outstanding pass-catching tight end. What I like about this kid is he can block the edges, he can crack back, and he's a willing blocker and above-average blocker.
They get Cooper. They traded up to get him. He makes plays when the game matters the most, and the run after the catch.
Yep.
Whoa, Bart, he's really good with that. And then there's Pons, who they took in the second round. And I told this story earlier. I'll tell it again. There was a team in the AFC. A coordinator told me that they had, behind the scenes, a knockdown, drag-out fight over whether or not they really wanted to draft him because he's only 5'8". But the guy made a ton of plays in college. But the history of the 5'8" corner over the last 10 years is not exactly great. Now, you can point to Aaron Glenn and all that.
Show me your film, baby.
Yeah, you can point to Aaron Glenn and all that, but you can also say, well, the game's a little bit different than it was when Aaron Glenn was playing too.
Now, was it
I don't need a 6'3" corner.
You had Keyshawn. But, you had guys like Herman Moore. You had big guys, man. Andre Rison was a big, tall guy. You had guys that were pretty big back in that day too. You know what I mean? It wasn't like everybody was small. You know, you had Molds, Molds.
I think Pons is a really good player.
If you can get in somebody's chest, you can get in their chest.
I had another guy tell me he's my favorite player in the entire draft. A guy who's high up in an NFC team and was really locked in on these guys. Just said my favorite player in this draft. Period.
He competed. He was arguably the number 2 corner in college football. Played at the high level, was able to, dominate at times at Indiana, knowing that he's in a competitive division. Tip your hat off to him, man. I'm going to let him prove to me that he can't play.
And then Klubnik, I don't know that you're going to see anything this year that's going to preclude you from taking a pick next year or a high quarterback next year.
Could have been worse.
At the very least, it's a flyer in the 4th round, and we'll see what happens for a guy that a year ago was projected to maybe be the first overall pick.
Could have been worse. You could have got Drew Aller.
Thanks. Here's the thing, too. I mean, I think there was a chance the Jets really liked Drew Aller because of the physical profile. Because he's 6'4", 6'5".
That's that Frank Reich stuff. Stop Frank.
No, I know, and I think that's why that if Drew Aller was still on the board in the 4th round, he might have been that guy. And you don't want that to happen. You don't want that to happen. Anyway, so let's do it at 800-919-3776. John is in Freehold. He is next on ESPN New York. John, what do you got, bud?
Hey, Carlin. Hey, Bart. How you guys doing today?
Good.
I agree with you. The Jets had a very, very strong draft. But, Bart, I want to focus on the 3 later picks in this draft. The huge defensive tackle out of Florida State, getting with Dunbar, Bart, I think this guy could be dominant. He just needs to be more consistent. And I think with proper coaching and getting him on the right track, that could be a steal.
He
also,
pops
the
up
Miami
too fast.
offense. What's that? I'm sorry.
He plays with his chest straight up. Sometimes he dominates at times, but then he pops straight up. That's something that you have to teach young guys, exposing his chest.
You got to coach it out of him, right, Bart?
Yeah,
You just got to coach it out of him, yeah.
You can't coach 6'6", 315, though.
Absolutely not. Then you look at that offensive lineman out of Miami. He played alongside the right side at the guard spot next to the guy that the Giants drafted at 10, and I think he's got a really good upside too.
And
he's got to improve his pass protection. Yeah, but the guy I really want to focus on is the guys you guys have been talking about. That's the Clemson quarterback, Cade Klubnik. When you saw the draft room when they drafted him, they moved up to get him, guys, and they gave up 2 4th-round draft picks to do so. And Frank Wright was ecstatic. He was so excited. So was Muji, the general manager. Apparently, they see something in this guy that other people don't, because a lot of the projections had him as a backup quarterback in the NFL. That's what they look at him as. And I watched your draft show last night, Bart, and Connor Rogers had him, in the 7th round. That's where he was projected, and that's where he, rated him in the draft. But you can't teach size. He's very smart. He's very tough. He's athletic. He didn't have much around him. He had some injuries a year ago. And I also heard questioning about his arm strength. That's just you could do drills, quarterback drills with him. You could do specialized exercises with him and proper mechanics and coaching with both Musgrave and Frank Wright. And if you do so, the best case scenario for the Jets is you develop this kid properly. I know he was ecstatic being drafted by the Jets as well. He told Frank Wright on the phone right away, "Get me the playbook and let's get to work tomorrow." I mean, he's fully engaged, and he's going to work hard, and he's going to put his best foot forward. So that goes a long way. But if they could develop this kid, and he could be a potential starter for them going into next year, where you don't have to surrender any of this draft capital you got.
Listen, he's my backup, and if he can be a good backup, who's the kid down in Houston?
C.J. Stroud? Or Mills. Davis Mills.
If he can be Davis Mills for me, where my quarterback goes down, I feel comfortable with giving him a couple of days. I mean, it'd be a miracle if he turns into Kirk Cousins or something like that. But, right now, I'm definitely aiming to use one or two on a quarterback. If they get one of the top quarterbacks, whether it's the Oregon kid or whoever emerges or Arch Manning.
Here's the best part. You made this point earlier. What you have done through this draft and, through the last year or two, you have now hopefully taken off the table nobody wants to play for the Jets. Yeah, if Dante Moore went back because he didn't want to play for the Jets, I think if you asked him this coming year.
Oh, you want to come throw back to Sadiq? Yeah. You want to throw to Garrett Wilson? Yeah. You want to hand off to Breece Hall? Yeah.
Exactly.
You want to throw to Cooper? Yes.
Exactly.
You want to be protected by Mimble and Fashanu? Yeah.
Exactly. What did you think about the Ty Simpson thing?
Thought it was way too early. I thought maybe they should have just waited. They could have got him in the second round and made a move. They would have been doing better just moving back.
A lot of people were making a big deal over the fact that McVay did not look happy after the pick when he did his press afterward. And I think part of that was basically trying to protect Matthew Stafford a little bit. Let's be clear on one thing. And a little birdie told me this. McVay had never met him.
Yeah.
Had never met him, but that's not what the little birdie said. They're not doing that unless McVay's on board. The problem is when they did it.
Right.
McVay would have been absolutely on board if it was second round or something like that, or maybe trading up late in the first round like they let somebody else do last year.
I mean, like you looked at the moves that was happening. You had Dallas.
He wanted Mekhi Lemon.
Yeah, you had Dallas like dropping back. You had other guys moving up, to take certain picks. I mean, they could have got a haul to move up from somebody from way back there and still got him and got a second-round draft pick this year.
Do you know that 5 of the last 6 picks of the first round were all traded?
Yeah.
And so if you left him on the board, I don't know who would have traded up.
Does it get past Pittsburgh?
Huh?
Does it get past Pittsburgh?
He does. They were not taking him. I have that on good authority. They were never taking him.
Not bad authority.
Not that high. Not in the first round.
Okay.
Maybe in the second, but they weren't taking him in the first round. But what I would say is when I look around and I have an opportunity to get a playmaker like Mekhi Lemon when Devontae Adams is down the line and I don't know what the hell's going on with Puka Nacua, I'll take that guy. Give me that guy.
But, this is just a guy. This is a team that I just seen.
Do it with lower picks.
Yeah, with 5th round. But they could have did that with Drew Allerton if that's the case. But maybe they seen Ty Simpson as the best. Maybe they saw Ty Simpson as the best quarterback in this draft. And, I don't care what y'all think. This is the best quarterback in the draft.
Listen, very, very easily could have been the case. Very easily could have been the case.
Maybe they passing on Lamar Jackson.
They took a wide receiver later on in C.J. Daniels in the 6th round from Miami.
Yeah, he'll catch for 1,000 yards this year.
Yeah, I doubt that. He's not that guy. But still.
Neither was Puka Nacua.
800-919-3776. Bart, Carlin, reminding you that Bart and I, Thursday night, will be at Calandra's Italian Village in Caldwell, New Jersey, for a Knicks Game 6 watch party. New York Game 6 watch party. Fired up. Cannot wait. All the action. Catch it with us. Enjoy Tequila Thursday specials all night, which include, get ready, half-price wings.
Oh, God. I might buy some extras. Get some frozen from the back. They that damn good.
They are really good. $5 margaritas.
$5.
$5 margaritas.
I think we had the watermelon margarita, strawberry margarita.
I believe last time we did.
Yeah.
We were there for opening night of the football season. It's an awesome place. Want to see you guys there. We got giveaways and more. Reservations are recommended. To book your table, 973-226-8889, 973-226-8889. The Bart and Carlin New York Game 6 watch party is live. Calandra's Italian Village, Caldwell, New Jersey, this Thursday, April 30th. Doors open, 5 p.m.
Monday with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. How confident are you in the Knicks now that their series with the Hawks is tied at 2?
I think the way we fought back in Game 3 was helped us for this game. Obviously, we didn't win Game 3, but I think the way we played in that second half as a team propelled us to play the way we did tonight. We should continue to push that forward.
What is the level of panic for the Mets after getting swept by the Rockies at home? Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg today at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hey, New York and New Jersey, commitment issues? No problem. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $25 a month forever, as in for life. Switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, you may experience slower speeds. Pay $25 a month as long as you stay on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Life is motion, but for Jaime, debilitating pain in both hips brought everything, including family time, to a halt.
Every doctor told me the same thing. They would do one hip at a time.
At White Plains Hospital, Dr. Jacob Totka's unique expertise provided an alternate approach by replacing both of Jaime's hips on the same day.
In just 2 hours, I got 2 new hips, and I went home that day.
White Plains Hospital, among the best hospitals anywhere that just so happens to be here. A member of the Montefiore Health System.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
The New York Jets select David Bailey, Kenyon Sadiq, Omar Cooper Jr., wide receiver, Indiana.
You had Garrett Wilson, you have Breece Hall, you have Cooper. All of a sudden, this pathetic cast of weapons is legitimate. And now you go through the season, and then hopefully next year's draft you get the quarterback, and all of a sudden you can start to see the dominoes kind of falling into place.
Morning Start with DiPietro and Rothenberg. Weekdays from 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
FanDuel is serving up a happy hour every day during the playoffs. We're talking special drops you don't want to miss, from profit boosts to bonus bets and more. And the best part? It's every single day. So whether you're betting the early game or gearing up for prime time, make sure you open the FanDuel app and see what's waiting for you today. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. We're talking special drops you don't want to miss, from profit boosts to bonus bets and more. And the best part? It's every single day. So whether you're betting the early game or gearing up for prime time, make sure you open the FanDuel app and see what's waiting for you today. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration. Leg requirements and max wager amount. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369.
All right, spring's here, and you know what that means. It's time to get that grill going, and if you're not shopping at Wild Fork Foods, you're doing it all wrong. Right now, you get bacon-wrapped pork rounds for $2 each. $2. That's not normal. And chicken thighs for $2 a pound. That's awesome quality at a great value. Everything's blast frozen, so it actually tastes fresh. You got 7 stores or same-day delivery at wildforkfoods.com. Wild Fork Foods, quality meat, wild prices.
Evan Cohen here. Candidates who stand out aren't just qualified, they're genuinely excited about the role. They ask smart questions and make it clear they want the job. If you're hiring, you want a candidate who's passionate about your role, but you can't get that insight from a resume unless you post your job on ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter has a new feature that shows you the most interested qualified candidates first. No wonder why they're the #1 rated hiring site based on G2. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports.
Dell PCs with Intel inside are built for the moments you plan and the ones you don't. For the time you forgot your charger at the gate.
Passengers, we are now on our initial ascent.
Or when you're bouncing between projects like a ping pong ball. We build PCs with long-lasting battery life, so you're not scrambling for an outlet. And built-in intelligence, so you can stay focused on whatever you're doing. Dell Technologies, built for you. Dell.com/Dell PCs.
Slide, slide, slippity slide.
Man, R.I.P. to Coolio, man. He was one of the most unique artists we ever had, man. I feel like he was like P-Funk. You know what I mean? He was like George Clinton, but he was sitting there. Even when he got older, man, he had like he for some reason he was able to keep like 10 braids right down the middle and the mohawk. All the stuff on the side, fell out, man. But, man, you talk about I see in the middle like digging in the gangster's paradise.
So, I think I told you this story about Coolio.
Nah.
I think so.
If I did, I forgot.
So the first year that I was down in Philly, Coolio was at Wing Bowl.
Ah, yeah. You did tell me the Wing Bowl.
Yeah.
Shout out Wing Bowl.
Shout out Wing Bowl, which is long dead, unfortunately. But
you killed it? You ate all the wings?
Well, no.
Okay.
All the liabilities that were there killed it. But how do I put this delicately? Wing Bowl was a jam-packed Wells Fargo Center wing-eating contest, obviously, at WIP in Philadelphia. And it was full of exotic dancers and just guys who were competitors to come in and eat wings and stuff. And anyway, but there was a lot going on there. But they would bring in, different years. They brought in Ric Flair that year. They brought in Dennis Rodman one year.
Oh, yeah.
I got a picture with Ric Flair in a Flyers jersey.
That's super freaky. You bring Ric Flair. And if they would have brought Ric Flair and Rodman at the same time.
Not the same year, no. But anyway, they brought in Coolio to perform. And I don't know what they paid him. But they said, listen, he's doing 2 songs.
2 songs.
2 or 3 songs. That was all they were paying him to do.
Fantastic Voyage.
And no, they just said, no new stuff. Fantastic Voyage, totally fine.
And Gangster's Paradise.
Gangster's Paradise, got to play Gangster's Paradise.
Yeah.
No new stuff. Coolio goes out there, first song, nobody has any idea. Brand new. Gets it done, and then and they told him right beforehand, no new stuff. Goes out there, new stuff. But then he does Gangster's Paradise.
Yeah,
I don't think he did Fantastic Voyage.
That's the energy.
Gets off the stage before one of the guys could get to him, what the hell, has 2 dancers around his arms, and the door closes to one of the rooms.
Slide, slippity slide, coming to do it. Really what it was probably one of them was an artist or something. And he was like, yeah, I'll sing your song, baby.
I don't think either one of them were artists.
Just rolled it up.
They had plenty of art on them.
Rolled it up.
I don't think there were. I don't think if you were a dancer, if you had less than 3 tattoos, that you were allowed in.
I tell you what, it's going to be a documentary, Surviving Wing Bowl.
There is a Wing Bowl documentary out there. If you Google it,
yeah,
it is. I only went to one. Holy cow! It was something, and it's 18,000 sold out. Crazy. And they would have these participants.
I love hood rat stuff like that.
And they would have the contestants. First of all, they had a weigh-in the night before at Chickies and Pete's, which I attended. And then they also had the contestants come in, and they had them build their own floats, that they would come in on floats like a parade.
You gotta build your own floats.
Well, they had people with them build the floats, but they would come in on floats, and half the floats would have dancers dancing on the floats.
Yo, that's great stuff, man.
It was. Oh my God.
See, Atlanta, you missed out, man.
That was something.
What's better, Atlanta Wing Bowl, sweet pepper wings, and the dancers?
Well, but the problem was none of that. The problem was the people competing and someone potentially dying. There was a guy who was told by a doctor, if you do this, you will die. Had so many health problems around that. They wouldn't let him compete that last year.
If I must die.
He's like, I'll sign a waiver. He's like, we don't care.
If I must die, let me die in glory.
He did not care. He did not care. There was another guy called El Wingador who was a competitor back in the day and, went to jail.
Was it Lucha Libre?
No.
Okay.
But he was a big, tall dude. He went to jail on some drug charges or something.
You mean he's not a great decision maker?
No, he wasn't. But he came out, wrote a book, and I met him. He came into studio leading up to the event.
Yeah.
And I said, so what are you up to now? He's like, I'm just working on the El Wingador brand.
Yo, said I remember El Wingador.
It was tremendous. Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York. I'm sorry I took a few minutes on that, but that was just
That's
phenomenal.
historic, man.
That was
You got to find a documentary,
amazing.
and you got to tell us where
It's
we can
online.
find it.
It's online somewhere. Jay in Queens is up on ESPN New York. Jay, what's going on? Jay!
Good talk, Jay. Come on, Jay. You can do it, Jay. Damn, Jay.
Jay's gone. Dave in the car phone is next on ESPN New York. Dave, what do you got?
Hey, how you doing? I'm a Giants fan. I was real excited. I just want to ask Bart a question. With Managoa, I was a little upset that they picked an offensive lineman in the first round. But if he's a great player, he's a great player. But I read a lot about him. He's got a history of a disc problem in the back. Once you get something wrong with your back, Bird was gone, Mattingly was gone. Why would they take a chance on somebody that's got a back problem who's going to be hitting somebody all the time? I wanted Bane. I didn't even want Downs.
How many?
I wanted Bane.
Why would you But why would you get Bang when you got 3 pass rushers now? You're trying to get rid of one. You don't got space for one now.
We just lost Dexter Lawrence. You could never, in my opinion, have enough pass rushers. I'll have 100 of them if you give them to me. I'll find a spot for them and I'll just keep rushing past.
But you can't.
I don't care what it is.
But you can't play them all at the same time. So what are you going to do during the rush downs to get to a passing situation? That's the issue. Bang.
Guys in and out. Bane is going to be an All-Pro. I'm telling you right now. I guarantee. I thought he was
he came out with some thug stuff, but you got Carter and you got a guy that had 18 sacks last year. So that's the issue. I feel you on saying, hey, you got a back issue, but I'm going to ask you, how many times did he – I remember we had Samari Rowland. He didn't pass the Kansas City Chiefs physical, and so he came to us, and he played with us for 4 years with no issues. And he had to have his spine fused.
Listen, I get the idea about you can't ever have too many pass rushers. I understand that completely.
You have too many in one spot.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
So if you got all D tackles, and no edge rushers,
that's a problem.
Yeah, they just gonna squeeze down.
It's better when you have the extra edge rusher and you can try the whole NASCAR package stuff.
Exactly. I don't know if Bane in their T-Rex fighting, if you move him inside, that's different.
He was standing on business when he got drafted, man. He just came out. He didn't even stop to tap the logo. He just came out, put the hat on, let's go.
He went to the right division too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because not any dominant left tackles or anything like that in those divisions, right? He playing the Saints. What's his name? I don't even know his name. The quarterback. Start with
Tyler Shuck.
Yes, you got Tyler Shuck.
Yeah.
You got the best quarterback in Baker Mayfield. You got Bryce Young, who will serve you up a couple.
He'll be good.
Yeah,
he'll be good.
And then who knows who the hell Atlanta has?
The name of the Wing Bowl documentary?
Yeah.
No one died.
No one died, allegedly.
No, nobody died. It wasn't allegedly. Nobody died as a result of it, but they did it from 93 to 2018. And I'm proud to say that I was at one of the last ones. Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York, 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. More on the Knicks, and if they have this series in hand, and if the Mets should do everything possible to hire Alex Cora.
The Knicks.
Rebound, Towns, and the putback is good. It's a Towns takeover here in the third quarter.
The Hawks.
Kicks it to Anunoby. Far corner three. Got it. It's the 10th assist for Karl-Anthony Towns and his first career playoff triple-double.
The NBA playoffs.
And the New York Knicks have evened this first-round series with Atlanta 2 games apiece.
Game 5 coverage begins tomorrow night at 7 on 1050 and the ESPN New York app.
The New York City Department of Correction offers countless career opportunities, from specialized units to leadership roles that support public safety and change lives for the better. It starts with one step: registering for the New York City Correction Officer exam. Earn over $109,000 after just 5.5 years. Benefits on day one, job security, pension at any age after 22 years of service. Go to nyc.gov/joinDOC or search Join DOC. One career, many opportunities. Register today to take the test.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
This is Rick Brunson, the assistant coach from the New York Knicks. I'll be driving to our games this season in style in my new Jeep Gladiator from Princeton Jeep. My friends at Princeton Jeep gave me all-star treatment, and you can expect the same thing. Just mention I sent you, and they'll treat you like family. Princeton Jeep has tons of inventory and great deals on new vehicles. Visit Princeton Jeep at 1045 State Road in Princeton, New Jersey, or online at PrincetonJeeps.com and tell them Rick Brunson sent you.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good.
Rich Eisen here. Running a small business means every hire matters. A bad hire costs time and money, but the right one helps your business grow. The challenge? Finding that person without sorting through resumes. That's where LinkedIn Hiring Pro comes in. It screens candidates so you can focus on conversations with qualified talent. With Hiring Pro, you can hire with confidence and build the team you need. Join the 2.7 million small businesses using LinkedIn to hire. Get started by posting your job for free at linkedin.com/Eisen. Terms and conditions apply.
Harry Douglas here. Let me ask you something. What if you can enjoy the taste of a cocktail, the warmth of a spirit, and still stay fully in control? That's RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category. RK delivers bold flavor and a real warming sensation with zero alcohol, zero sugar, zero carbs, and zero calories. Perfect for nights out, social gatherings, or anytime you want the experience of a drink without sacrificing tomorrow. Check it out at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK. All the flavor, none of the alcohol.
Knicks fans, join Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg for a live broadcast presented by TickPick. Come see the guys at Stout NYC, 2 blocks from the Garden at 215 West 35th Street before this Tuesday's pivotal Game 5. Get there early, grab a drink, be part of the energy as the guys break down the matchup, set the stakes, and get you locked in for tip-off. It's your pregame headquarters with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg live this Tuesday at Stout NYC starting at 3 p.m. Brought to you by TickPick.
Well, you just heard it. We got to remind you, my friends, because tomorrow, DHR, Don, Hahn, Rosenberg, all there for a live broadcast presented by TickPick at Stout NYC, 2 blocks from the Garden, 215 West 35th Street, before tomorrow's pivotal Game 5. Guys are breaking it all down, getting you ready for tip-off. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg live tomorrow, Stout NYC, beginning at 3 p.m. It's an awesome pregame spot. Be there. It's brought to you by TickPick. Fans know the best memories start with the great price, or with the best prices. Let's go at 800-919-3776. Kevin in Hot Dog is up first here on ESPN New York. Kev, what's going on, dude? How are you?
Good, guys. How are you? I am calling in about the Jets draft, which I am not unhappy about. I like what they did, but I got a question for Bart that I just don't I can't get my head around what they did at the linebacker position or what they didn't do, either in free agency or now, especially when you're hearing about them going 3-4. So help me understand who's playing outside linebacker for the Jets.
Well, McDonald can play outside linebacker. I think Bailey Osai like Osai played in Green Bay. He played in a 3-4 defense, right? So, like, they have the linebackers. You only need 2 inside linebackers. That's Mario Davis and Sherwood. They still have Manoa as well that is tall enough and big enough to sink down if they want to make him a Sam or Will linebacker. They don't have a shortage of linebackers to play the position. They actually have more than enough. They have basically 4 guys who are tweeners. That's 250, and they got the kid from the Bengals as well. So I think they're set there at the position. You know, they have more than what they need on the outside.
They don't seem deep though. I don't know. Like they're way deep on the safety position now, which is good. But I don't know. They didn't do anything last year, and they didn't do anything this year.
I mean, but remember they drafted Manoa last year from Miami.
Kiko, yeah.
They drafted him.
Yeah.
And he started some games too last year. Because last year they had 3 linebackers, so they had 5 inside linebackers last year. And they added Mario Davis. That's 6. They lost 2.
I'm waiting for a couple of these other comments to come in, but I want to get a few more in here. Let's see here. Cesar Santos checking in. If the Mets get Cora, I'll never pick up my Mets friends' calls ever again. Don't listen. If he waits till the offseason, do not be shocked.
He's still getting paid regardless. You know what I mean?
No, I know, but do not be shocked if he ends up, if things don't go right for the Yankees, if he ends up the Yankee manager. That's all I'll say about it. Well, that's all I really need to say about it.
They don't fire nobody with the Yankees.
I know, but like with Boone, Boone's actually been there just as long as Girardi has now at this point, as Girardi was at this point. And Girardi won one.
I tell you what, man, Harbaugh has finally met his match with somebody as weird as he is.
Oh, Bart's looking up the TV and saw Harbaugh with Mike McDaniel.
But did you hear what he said?
He said something like, I'll take my shirt off if you pick this guy.
Yeah, he's man, I can see like why he's great as an assistant head coach. It's no way I can respect a dude that says goofy, off, crazy stuff like he says. Wow.
Mike, Brooklyn, next. ESPN New York. Hey, Mike, what's going on, bud?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Good.
You know what? We throw the word reach out too many times. The Ty Simpson pick, where they drafted him was, they drafted at number 13?
Yes, sir.
Think about this. If you're pick number 13, you got pick number 13, right? And you don't believe he's going to last to the second round, then your pick is the pick. It's not a reach because that's the pick that you have.
It's a reach because they could have moved back. Anybody would have moved back and took that spot.
But I mean, do you think that he gets to the second round? I mean,
I think they would have looked to try to trade back into the end of the first round. Put it that way. I don't think he would have made it to the second
Lamar
round.
Jackson.
Yeah, I don't think he would have made it to the second round. I don't.
Oh, no question. I just didn't know. Y'all
listen,
guys are great. I love y'all opinions, man.
No, but Mike,
y'all the only ones that make sense on the radio.
But Mike, here's the other thing. If you're going to do that, you have the guy who was literally just the MVP. And I understand that how much older he is. But literally just won the MVP, and you have a chance to get one more weapon for him when you've got an older receiver in Adams with who knows what's left there, and you got another receiver that's got his own personal problems off the field. Like, that to me is not that's an easy sell to take Mekhi Lemon in that spot. Taking Simpson is not an easy sell.
You know, you speak truth, but let's say, who hasn't McVay not turned into a diamond? That's the question.
I get your point. I mean, I'm sure I can go back and look at some of these guys. And he didn't turn Jared Goff. He got to a Super Bowl with him, but he didn't turn Goff into a diamond. And the second he had a chance to trade him to go get Matthew Stafford, he did it. Took him about 2 seconds.
I forgot about Stetson Bennett. I ain't heard that name in forever.
Well, Stetson Bennett the guy's a 5th-round pick, and he was a nut bar to begin with. Tessa, Wes Caldwell is up next. Tessa, what's going on?
Hey, guys, thanks so much for taking my call. I appreciate it. Well, you know I had to call in because at the end of the day, I know we got thrashed and spanked yesterday, so I didn't want Bart thinking I'm a punk, and I'm not going to call in. Like, yeah, it's okay, Bart, because we just decided we wanted to win at home, the Lakers. So don't worry about it. But what's y'all excuse? What's y'all excuse, though? What is the Pistons' excuse? But anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say that. But, guys, listen, I am so amped with the whole entire draft for the Giants. I think we did such an excellent job, and that guy, that wide receiver is tall, big, thick. Even Colton Hood, oh my goodness, he looks like he's going to be like a baby little pit bull all over the field. Like, I just feel like they really drafted well. Well, I'm going to say Harbaugh because I don't really think Shane had too much to do with this, but I think that they drafted well, and they just keep piling on the O-line, and I'm just so excited. You can't never have too much O-line. And I know people, I don't know, I think a lot of fans are still kind of upset about the Alvaro Reese, but I don't understand why. He was the best player on the draft for us. He was who we wanted. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand why they're so upset with that. And if Abdul don't get it together, then at least we got a immediate, replacement. I feel like this is more about Abdul than I feel about Kayvon, because Abdul really got to show a lot this year, and we got it by his discipline, his work ethic, all of that. What do you think, Bart?
I think it's about Barnes, really. Like you're saying that, hey, now I have another guy that can play middle linebacker and can potentially learn, and he's not really forced to have to play on the edge immediately. He can learn. We can give him some reps at it. But now he can be a stud at inside linebacker. And when Burns gets into like 4 years from now, remember 4 years from now, Burns will be how old? So then now you have it, just like you have quarterbacks, right. You have his replacement that moves right down and comes down, and now it's him and Carter. Right? He can have that ability. Or he can just stay as a dominant inside linebacker. But this gives him an opportunity not to be forced to play edge full time. Right? So this allows him to come down, learn, mature, grow, get stronger into the position, learn, go down there and do one-on-ones with the DNs and the outside linebackers. And then when he's ready, they can say, okay, Burns, your cap number is high. You're not worth the money anymore, right? You're 32, 33 years old. Now we're going to move on. And now we got our cheap replacement because we've already developed him and there's no pressure. It can just be a smooth transition.
Because he is a baby. He's 20 years old.
My point. So he's going to, 2 years from now, he's going to be if he wants, he'll be 260, 255 with his height. He'll go to mature as a man. He's going to live full time. He's going to get adequate rest. He's going to be a true professional, and he'll gain 10 to 12 pounds, and then he'll be setting the edge, and then he'll get more of a repertoire, and he'll be learning from those guys and competing with those guys, but not have the pressure of having to deliver immediately. He'll just play what he's always played, middle linebacker.
Couple of more comments coming in from the ESPN New York YouTube channel. Jersey Pride, love the draft for the Giants. Great draft. Love what we got. Primo Sabe, LMAO, Alex Cora will not get a coaching job again. Trash-banging ringleader getting the benefit of the doubt. Alex Cora may have a job by the end of the week. He might, but I would guarantee you this. By this time next year, Alex Cora will be a manager again. And he will be paid rather handsomely to do that. That's virtually no doubt in my mind about that.
Trash banging king. Like, man, everybody that banged the trash can will get their job back.
And Primo also saying he expects that the Knicks series is going to go 7. If you had to bet right now, is the Knicks series going 7?
Yeah, I think they get one more. It's hard to beat.
You think the Knicks get one more? Or
I think Atlanta gets one more.
Okay. I think it's going to be.
They're going to have their backs against the wall. It's going to be a game where they're going to be the more desperate team, and CJ's going to go off.
It's tomorrow, Game 5, rather, and Game 6. We've got the watch party over at Calendra's in Caldwell. All the details. Michael K. is coming up next, followed by Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg right here on ESPN New York.
Monday with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. How confident are you in the Knicks now that their series with the Hawks is tied at 2?
I think the way we fought back in Game 3 helped us for this game. Obviously, we didn't win Game 3, but I think the way we played in that second half as a team propelled us to play the way we did tonight. We just got to continue to push that forward.
What is the level of panic for the Mets after getting swept by the Rockies at home? Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg today at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
D'Agostino.